WIFTBPM.
Maze Jackson.
If you could make up a social media holiday, what would it be?
Randy said National Don't Let No One Put You Down Day.
No one. What you gonna do? So when they say something crazy, you slap them?
Be like me said. Remy said a Juke-a-thon day.
Man, we about 60 years old. I be done had a heart
You
attack.
gotta get your heart rate up.
Okay, not that far.
All right, Mario said my favorite one. My friends and I do what we call National Call Off from Work Day.
As a business owner, I don't.
You don't like that, yeah.
I don't like that.
Because I'm the boss of this family.
We got Marcus Garvey Day from Remy too.
Oh, Marcus Garvey Day. All right, what will we do on Marcus Garvey Day?
Call off from work.
I'm gonna need you to go ahead and come in tomorrow. That would be great. Okay?
Yeah, right.
Every black holiday has something to do with calling off from work.
You're cool. I'm out.
How about National Join a Positive Black Organization Day? Because I don't want to be recruited. I don't want to be recruited and the brothers be like, thank you. Thank you. How about National Tell White People the Truth Day? Tell them how you really feel.
You can't handle the truth.
Why don't we call that National Black People Get Locked Up Day?
I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life.
Hello.
The most dangerous show in the morning.
But don't have the financial resources? Apply for the Illinois Tax Credit Scholarship Program. It has provided over 37,000 scholarships worth $300 million. The application opens online Wednesday, January 18th at 6:30 p.m. and submissions begin at 7 p.m. Scholarships are first come, first served for families who qualify, so apply as soon as possible. For more information, call 1-800-616-7606 or visit www.empowerillinois.org. Empowering families, empower communities, empower Illinois.
Life is a marathon. A maze of magic and mystery. On our quest to make our mark on history, we're sometimes troubled by the terrain. It's tough, but the aim remains the same. The mountaintop, the podium, breaking through the tape at the end of the race, in spite of the pain.
I keep on running, but my feet don't get tired. I keep on running, but my feet don't get tired. I keep on running, but my feet don't get tired. My feet don't get tired, but my feet don't get tired.
Giving up, what's that? Life out how you running in circles, man, what track? We on the go as soon as our feet in the ground make contact. In fact, each step taken might not be exact, but we grow through the pain of every bruise, every scratch. Don't trip. Get those knees up, don't skip. Run through the competition, the division, your mind's negative dimensions. Don't let your doubts weigh you down. Fear suffocating every time that it's found. Don't put matter over your mind. Breathe your dream, catch a second wind, move closer to your finish lines. With each rep, better your time, your grind, don't be alarmed. You in the final stretch, man, pump those arms. Kill that noise, remember your joy, your passion. Look at the distance you pass, and I'm asking. It's exhausting, but what ain't? Show them you can when they think that you can't. You ain't got no restraints. Your DNA is a gift. Kick, rock, roll, hop on your hips, grip your game, lift your game. It's a beautiful mission. Your song plays alone, the body listens. The effects are stunning. One foot in front of the next, your steps keep drumming. Your heartbeat beats to the rhythm. All you gotta do is keep running.
I keep on running, but my feet don't get tired. I keep on running, but my feet don't get tired. I keep on running, but my feet don't get tired. My feet don't get tired, but my feet don't get tired.
Keep moving your feet, even when you feel weak. Don't look to the ground, that's a part of defeat. Stop looking around, focus hard on the beat. Your heart racing you now, but you win every week. Another day, another dollar, but it got you wondering if life is a gift and you're on the list, then what did you miss? It's gotta be more, can't always be this. See, you can either quit or make excuses how you used to be a part of the race. Now you running in place, feeling disgrace. Your pride is erased, now you hiding your face. Look, when I'm on the case, see, I don't know nobody stronger than you. You continue, be as great as you can. Stick to a plan. Don't worry who sees you, they might not understand. Not a word that you're saying, but observing you plan. Can't be certain when saying
I keep keep on running, but my feet don't get tired. I keep on running, but my feet don't get tired. I keep on running, but my feet don't get tired. My feet don't get tired, but my feet don't get tired.
In modern day, bad karma is calling itself God and trying to control existence, killing Mother Nature's beauty and purpose. So when fear losing sight, focus on accurate perception of reality and let it strengthen mental capacity and help nurture and maintain spiritual inner peace. No matter how the odds look, truth first, always. To my walking dead, the playwright Shakespeare once said, rage to the dying, but
my feet don't get tired.
This song is for you, yeah. Can we cruise down the boulevard while we're holding hands, being happy like we used to be? Oh yeah. Then I'ma pull up at the store, go get you a roll, get your favorite cake. You know it's gonna be all good. Oh yeah, babe. And if you don't mind, baby, I wanna make you smile all night, babe, while we listen to this song that I made for you. And this song is for dancing. This song. Making good love to you.
Willie Wilson is ready to take on the criminal. The city streets are not safe. Willie Wilson knows that personally.
My son was murdered. I know the anger and I know the pain.
Finally, Chicago, do it right. Willie Wilson for mayor.
Can we just relax, go kick it in the park?
WIFTV-PM.
Uh-oh, what's in it for the black people?
For Ruthie Moore, for Ty Stroger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more in the black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gon' sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Lenders give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. Enough to seal carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this is a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago! Oh, wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Riis, put a little bass on my voice. Give me a little boom. You see what I'm saying? You all me, man, Maze Jackson. That's right, man. It is Friday, Riis, the 13th. It's Friday the 13th. Ooh. Do y'all remember? I think I always ask this on this Friday the 13th. Do y'all remember when it used to be? You remember that, Riis? You don't even know what that is.
Jason, ain't it?
I must have told you that last year because you're too young for Jason.
I used to watch Jason and Freddy Krueger and all that.
I mean, you probably seen like Jason 22. You probably saw Friday the 13th, 2022. Man, Joe.
It's about 22 of them. If they make another one,
I remember.
Crazy.
Do y'all remember when Friday the 13th, part 3 came out in 3D? Like, you don't remember that, Riis?
Yeah, I do.
No, you don't, Riis.
Really
Riis, no, you don't. You wasn't even born. Was you born in 1989?
Actually, I was.
How old were you?
But you
how old were you, Riis?
Too many questions. Right?
Okay, see, Riis, you was born in 1989. Riis, Yolanda! Was you letting Riis go see Friday the 13th? Was he over 17? You went with an over 17, yo. Remember when they said, do you remember when the movies would not let you in if you did not have somebody over 17?
They still do.
Really?
Yeah, but it's only certain theaters, yeah. Like it all, yeah. Unless you go, yeah. But like 87, you can walk in there.
Hey man, in 87, Joe.
I love it though.
Hey man, 87th Street. When you go to 87th Street, people. I remember one time we went. People took chicken wings. They had their whole thing. Riis, you know what?
That's me. That's me.
I ain't gonna say that's me, but I did make my son. I felt like me and my son went to. Like when he was younger. Every weekend we went to the movies almost. Like that was our like when it was my weekend, they'd be like, what you want to see? Well, we going to see something. We going to the movie because it was just it was our thing to do. Now he too cool. Well, actually it's all crisscross because now he be with his mom anyway. So now it's the weekends he be gone, so it's kind of hard to go to the movies. And now he older, so he be like, Dad, why do I want to go to the movie with you? Even though he did say why we haven't seen Black Panther, and I said I can't bring myself to do it. But I feel like this is something we could talk about at some point during the day. I don't know if it'll be today, but this is like, do you know what's the movie theater on Roosevelt?
Oh yeah, he's one on Roosevelt and Holman.
No, Riis, Roosevelt and downtown the Icon. You've been to Icon. Nothing's wrong with I went to see This Bug's Life at the one on Roosevelt. I remember when that one first opened up, man.
I was in grammar school and that bill right around the corner.
It's funny because I was working at V103 at the time when it opened, and it was the Starks. It was the Alicia and Donzel Starks. And they opened up, it was 3 of them. It was one there. I feel like it was the one on 87th, and then I feel like they had one somewhere over east or something. But anyway, Riis, I felt like, so Icon has, what's that, Nando's next door to it? And so all the time, before Fandango, before we knew we could buy the tickets and just have them on our phone and go, we would always be running a little bit late. So one time we went to, but I would always try to help my son understand time management. Now we can go get Nando's if you want to, but we gonna be late for, you want to see Iron Man come out, you gonna miss it. So one time we went to Nando's, Riis, and like our food came out in the movie, and I wanted to see the movie too. So you know what I made him do, Riis? I made him pack it up, and I made him take it, and I made him wrap it up in napkins and wrap it all up and put it in his pocket. He was so mad, and I said, now you got, and he was smelling like chicken the whole time. I was like, we ain't throwing all this food away. Nah, you had me ordered, so you finna take it in the movie theater. Boy, you want to talk about somebody who was scared? He thought he was finna get caught. It was so funny, though. I was like, nope. I feel like this is a black rite of passage, fam. You got to bring the food into the thing. And when he was mad. He was mad till the movie started and he bust that chicken out.
Pull it out and
right.
Looking at me like,
Oh,
yeah, man, that's me. I used to always order me some food. First of all, you mean I'm gonna go in there and you gonna a large popcorn with a pop to add butter and salt is $300? I coulda.
That's part of the whole thing of going to the movies, man.
What?
Going to the concession stand, buying the popcorn and the whole. That's like the whole part of like the overpriced candy, right? Because you get the big box. The one time, remember,
the box ain't even big no more.
They don't sell. Yeah, they do. They do have a big box. They don't got the big box like when we was kids, but everything is smaller than
$5.
Hey man, it's like $7.50. I feel like that's like at a date, Riis. Like when you go on a date, man, that's part of your expense. Like that's what make the movies a real date. Because if you can get away with $8 or $12 per person, you'll be straight. It's when you add the popcorn. When you add the pop, and they be like, "Dang, it's $50." Huh?
That's why you go eat before.
Nah, but you know what I do like now? I think one of the smartest things they ever did was start serving like straight real food at the inside.
Yeah, for
and
some
I think
overpriced.
Huh?
Yeah, for some.
But I mean, think about realistically, when you go out to eat, it's overpriced anyway. So I feel like it's a cost. It's like when you go on vacation. When you go to the movies, it's like when you go on vacation. You don't really be like when you go on vacation. You don't go to the. You just don't worry about the price. You be like, I deal with it when I get home. You be like, huh?
Yeah, I'm going to the movies. You better know I don't get a date, not a date. We eating before. Oh, we taking it in. You make your you make your choice. You make your choice.
I think I think that me and Carrie might have to do that. Like I might have to just be like, just so we can keep in touch. Yeah. Like, nah, babe, bring your big purse. Man, bring your big purse. Bring your big purse. Right, and I'm gonna go get some food, and we gonna order something. I'm gonna put some hot sauce on it, and I'm gonna make it be like. Then they, because the white people be looking, who let the black people in with the hot sauce?
And then you just put you just put a cover on top of it because then you just be like, she just get cold, because it be cold in there, and they ain't gonna,
it is always cold in the movie theater. Stay your butt away.
So look, they or put me to sleep from chills. Like,
right? Okay.
But yeah, I definitely do that.
So Riis, you took a date and you took your food in.
So many.
Were they with it?
Yeah. It was what? I think only one person was like, what? I ain't doing that. And now, she's doing it too now. You feel me? Like, it's all good. Like,
oh, my God. I really do like, I like the restaurants that, like, and don't let it be a restaurant that, like, don't be I think, if they could really, could you imagine if they did a movie theater with, like, Gibson's or, like, Chicago Cut movie theater, like, where you could get food from, like, a real restaurant and it'd be, like, a super upscale date? Like, I feel like they got that somewhere, though. Like, I would love to go somewhere. I want to be where I could have a steak and it's, like, a chef back there. When my food come out, it'd be, like,
yeah, I think it's something called like Hollywood or something down south that's like that, serve food, drinks. You could just sit there and they bring it to you.
AMC do that too. Like you go to the one on Block 37. I think the other AMC. I like the AMC with the movie with the bowling alley by it. even though somebody got shot out there, so I'm gonna stop. That's why I be like, man, dog.
The one downtown, not too far from Navy Pier.
Right. That's a good one too. It's Lucky the parking sucks. Yeah, Lucky Strike. That Lucky Strike got some good stuff in there. That food is actually really good. All right, y'all. I don't know how we got off on a tangent, but what the heck? It's Friday, so anyway, we're gonna do our thing. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis, the ruler, on the ones and twos, smelling kind of smoky. DJ Riis, the ruler, on the ones and twos. How you feeling today?
Blessed by the best. You already know the rest. I got a long day, man.
Hey, man.
Be home for another like 16 hours.
Hey, man, you gotta love it, man. Like, one day the women gonna appreciate the way we put it down, dog. Like, you know, I was thinking like
at our funeral.
Such
a good provider. Even when he died, his insurance policy still providing for you. Right. You right.
Oh my goodness. Oh, Riis, I'm gonna have a.
I went home last night, made it home. Everybody sleep. I don't know where my food at. Everybody want to get it. I'm back with my food. I was sitting there. Oh, man.
Your food wasn't waiting for you on the table. Hey, man, like, what, you know, it's okay. I'm going to just talk about this one day because I think, man, we have let the women get too far away. Like, they done been listening to the, we done let them get too far away from the kitchen, Riis.
I'm leaving this morning. She like, did you find your food? I ate something. I don't know if it was, I don't know.
I need the nourishment. I need nourishment to go do this 16 hours. I hope it was something there for me.
I ate. But yeah, nah.
That's all right. It's dad, you know. They be like, what they say, what's that thing? Dad is the only person who is not loved unconditionally. Like, if you do not provide something, people would be like, what happened to him? Oh, my goodness. All right, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis, the ruler. Riis, I did not do this on purpose, but I got on red and white today. Really not on purpose, but shout out to the ladies of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated on their Founders Day. What is this today? January 13th. So be on the lookout, y'all. And it's a lot of dang on Deltas in Chicago. So, Riis, I didn't know it was the biggest sorority. Like, I didn't know they was the biggest. But, man, you know, I should have known when they had that convention and they sold out the, they sold out the NBA arena. Like they nationals be like, yeah, we need an NBA arena, please. Thank you very much. We'll be having next. They're gonna be talking about a football stadium in the warm weather. But anyway, shout out to all the ladies of Delta Sigma Theta. My beautiful, lovely wife, Carrie K. Steele, and her line sisters of chaos who seem to be everywhere. Riis, it was 100 and something number now. Shout out to the ladies of Alpha Nu, the Deltas that I was cool with at the University of Illinois. That's who we used to roll with. My cousin used to roll with them, literally, in college. Shout out to, is it CAC and CMAC, right? Those are the two big chapters. Shout out to the is it in Bellwood? Shout out to all the Deltas out there. Have a happy, and shout out to Freylana, who remembers she sent me the thing, Delta, you need a Sigma between your Theta. That's all right. So anyway, happy Founders Day to all of them.
We got to fix your stroll.
What's the matter?
You spelling Theta wrong.
I probably just was moving fast.
I'll just let you know for somebody. You know,
for they call me, you know they be, you better get it right.
So
let me check it out. Anyway. All right, I got you. I appreciate that. That's a good catch. Good catch, Delta.
And before that, something else.
All right, we'll catch it. We'll get it on the break.
Yeah, man, happy Founders Day.
Happy Founders Day to y'all, ladies. Happy Founders Day to you. Oh, shout out to Maria Munoz. Happy Founders Day to Maria. Who else is it? Who else is on there? It's Toy. I think Toy is Delta. I'm not gonna guess right now. If y'all Deltas, y'all put y'all names in the joints. We'll give y'all some shouts out today.
It's the Rock.
It's the Rock. Right. Y'all put them in the chat, and we will give y'all some love today. We'll show y'all some love all day, and then y'all know next week is Riis. It's just finna be the rundown, because then you got the AKs, then you got the Zetas, and then I think it's a wrap, right? Till all the way till November.
I have no clue when how old it is.
I'm gonna let that be.
I mean,
I'm gonna let that be. I'm gonna let that be. I'm not tripping. I'm not. Shout out to Michelle Flagg. Yep, I know Michelle is a Delta Sigma, is a member of Delta Sigma Theta. Y'all gotta call in today at some point, even during Tell Me Something Good, and give me one of them. Y'all gotta do the loud. You know. Do y'all remember the contest we had? The battle of the Black Greeks. You was not here for it, Riis.
No, like I thought you meant like in general. How like
no. During the pandemic, we had a contest of who had which sorority and which fraternity had the most ran the yard like had the most social media. It was crazy, bro. I got a trophy for them too. Like it was a digital thing. Man, the Deltas and the Sigma Gamma Rhos got into it, Joe. It turned into a national fight. It was hilarious. That was some of the best times I had during the pandemic. Cause look, Riis, it was like you got 5 points for a picture. It was like the Deltas versus the Sigma Gamma Rhos, and like I think the Deltas was like, man, we got this. It's against the Sigma Gamma Rhos. The Sigma Gamma Rhos like, oh, we finna beat the Deltas, right? Like, so the Sigma Gamma Rhos, it'll be like the Sigma Gamma Rhos will be like, they'll be working hard, and they'll get just a little bit ahead. The Deltas will be like, hold on, the Sigma Gamma Rhos. Then it'll be like, all the Deltas will be like, whoa, and they'll just like all of a sudden drop a whole bunch of pictures and a whole bunch of, like you got to tag somebody, whatever. Then you'll go to sleep. The Deltas will be up like by like 2,000 votes, right? You go to sleep. The Sigma Gamma Rhos been up all night calling everybody across the look, girl, we gonna beat. It was one of the best times ever. So anyway, man, I met a lot of that was a good old time. Anyway, happy Founders Day to everybody. We're gonna talk about it all. I might have to pull that back up somewhere, and we might have to do that again. All right, Riis, did you say you was already blessed by the best? You already said that? Did we take the soul plane off? We ain't take the soul plane off, so let's do that. Let's get the soul plane up and away. I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show. Riis, your mayor is getting a political education. Man, Charlie, a political education. She ain't still getting no students and no volunteers, but they are educating her for real properly. Dog, the front page of the Sun-Times was like, they gave the mayor a writing assignment on the blackboard. It was actually funny. I might have to pull that up because that was funny. I will not ask CPS students to volunteer on my campaign. 200 times they had to write it on the board. What's the longest writing assignment you had? I think I had to write, I will not chew gum 1,000 times.
Either 1,000 or 500, but I was a mastermind. So I was always, and I ain't gonna go too far off topics, but I was always in trouble. So, or doing something. So I would always, in my spare time, because like she used to have us always write, I, DeJuan Coleman, will not, such and such and such. So in my spare time, I just had a notebook full of I, DeJuan Coleman, will not.
In my free time, I'ma just practice.
And I had taped a double pen together. It was like miraculous. I was doing lines and
I think everybody had a scheme. I wonder what the best. Yeah, happy Founders Day to Ruthie Mo.
Oh yeah,
right. Ruth at Mo.
That's why she ain't here today.
She probably kicking it somewhere. She probably, her and her Ruthie
be came with the shades on the day, like
what up? What up? With the sweater, I ain't never get one of. All right, okay. Man, Joe. So, let's see. So the mayor's getting an education. Shout out to Willie Wilson, in case y'all did not see. Willie Wilson was the first person to advertise Riis. I was sitting right here yesterday. After you left, the mailman came in, and it was like, it's the ice cream man. Remember that song? I'm the ice cream man. He walked right in, too. I was sitting there like, door over the...
He probably did. He put it on your desk right.
He came right on there. I was like, come on in, man. Come on in. I was like, but you know what? I'm glad you walked on in. Because I was like, Willie, Damn, Willie move in silence, dog. He don't even call you. It just like, you know, Willie old school. And I was like, I'd be like telling people, don't put my check in the mail the way they be robbing these people, these post offices. Just tell me where it's at. I'll come pick it up. Do not put it in the mail. But I'm here to tell you, they did their thing. So shout out to Willie Wilson. Y'all will be seeing the commercials. I think he got to get us a better version of them, though. Yeah. All right. Shout out to Willie Wilson on the ads. Mike Madigan. Hey, Riis. Rod Blagojevich probably is sitting around right now like, oh, yeah? All the things that happened with Madigan to him are now happening to Madigan. Riis, would you rather get it first or last? Would you rather get caught first or would you rather get caught last?
First always. If I'm gonna get caught. If I know it, I'm gonna get caught, I go first. But if I don't know that it's a chance, I go last because I see that you got caught, so I'm getting out of the way. See, that's what they like. They get caught and they know they be having ties or like do something and be like, man, well, I'm good. Like, nah, that's when you hit the early retirement out the blue and you just go on somewhere else. But nah, first, if I know I'm gonna get caught first.
Well, Madigan is seeming like it's about to go down, dog. They said he might have one of the old quotes. They said that Madigan got caught on the wire saying that his people made out like bandits for very little work. Like, yeah. Riis, like, it's really kind of crazy. I feel like everything that I really do believe this. Everything that I know and have learned in the political world, for the most part, for the bulk of my political time, has almost been deemed illegal. Like that, the Madigan way was just the way it was. Do you know what I mean? Like, and you ever know, like, you so used to living in a way that you don't even know that it's another way to be? I kind of feel like sometimes when y'all be telling me, like, when I be talking about, like, how could you not know? But I really feel like as I keep listening and watching all this stuff unfold, like, dog, like, everybody in the whole state seceded to this man and the way that he said it was going. And I mean, I just think about how much they just took off the top that we just didn't even have a clue. I was reading, they was like, there was a time when you couldn't, if he had to appoint you to be a meter reader. Like, if you wanted to work for the gas company or whatever, you had to go through him to get, like, when you realize that everything that you have done your whole political career was controlled through a process that has now been deemed almost illegal. I mean, I don't think that and I think there'll be I'm not saying power goes away, but I just really don't think that people really get it. And it's like watching this stuff, I just be like, damn. Like, and when people say they never thought he would get caught, he was so smart. You know what I mean? It's like, and you find out, like, dude is just, like, nah, dude was bogus. Like, when you be like, that's just the way it is, dog. I used to tell people, you just, man, you know you got to raise, if you make this much, you just got to come up with, dude, $100,000, period. It was like, where I learned that, they was like, they talked about it openly, like, man, this $100,000 secures my blah, 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 blah. And so you then learn the business and say, oh, anyway, man, crazy. But I cannot wait because there's a new lineup in Springfield. And when I was looking at the appointments, Joe, Riis, I can't wait to talk about it at 7 o'clock because I know everybody has been, and me too. Like, I've been super hypercritical of what has gone on in Springfield. But I think it's like all in due time. And I feel like there's some concessions that have been made, but like when I just watched what I just saw happen in Springfield as it relates to the lineup and who's the new, like JG Big Boss Like, for real, yo. It's like a lot of stuff that happened. And yesterday somebody else said something that was poignant. What have we asked? Like, have we presented to the Black Caucus what we want? Now? Not during the Madigan era, but now. And I'm going to tell you why all that makes sense. Look, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break. Maze Jackson.
Tune in to the Maze Jackson Show every day, Monday through Friday from 6 to 9 a.m., where you can catch us on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook Live. Plus, from 6:30 to 8, you can get us on WBGX 1570 a.m. That's right, it's the Maze Jackson Show, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them, Maze said. We out of here. Peace.
Do you want to send your child to the best fit private school but don't have the financial resources? Apply for the Illinois Tax Credit Scholarship Program. It has provided over 37,000 scholarships worth $300 million. The application opens online Wednesday, January 18th at 6:30 p.m. and submissions begin at 7 p.m. Scholarships are first come, first served for families who qualify, so apply as soon as possible. For more information, call 1-800-616-7606 or visit www.empowerillinois.org. Empowering families, empowering communities, empower Illinois.
And now, in weather.
Who said the ocean have to be sad? Yo, check this out. The Lord is my shepherd, and I want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restored my soul. God's gonna turn it around.
Come all the way with me. Don't leave me now.
Family, the time is now 6:39 a.m. I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area traffic and weather report. As we head over to the Kennedy O'Hare to the Loop, will be 24 minutes. Outbound will be 18 on the Eaton's, 28 minutes in both directions. Eisenhower with Thorndale to the Loop, 37 minutes, 27 minutes to Thorndale. On the Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan will be 39 minutes. Outbound will be 30. While the Bishop Ford from I-80 to the Dan Ryan will be 40 minutes. Outbound 36. The Dan Ryan is 17 minutes to the Loop, 12 minutes to 95th. While DuSable Drive is locked in at 8 minutes in all directions. Today's weather, it is currently 32 degrees and mostly cloudy. Today will be a high of 36 with a low of 28. Expect early flurries. I'm Riis the Ruler. Happy Friday. It's the Maze Jackson Show.
To the grave, from the grave. Glory to Gethsemane, Gethsemane, to God, oh, God, to the grave, from the grave. Back to glory. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Come all the way with me. Don't leave me now. Come all the way with me. Oh, please. God's gonna turn it around. God's gonna turn it around.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis the Ruler on the ones and twos. And I want to say what's up to everybody from WBGX 1570 AM. Shout out to everybody from WBGX 1570 AM. You can listen to us every day, 6:30 to 8. That's right, 6:30 to 8 on 1570. Or you can check us out on the TuneIn app, just like Sister Zakia does, every day, Monday through Friday, 6 to 8:30. 6:30 to 8. Dang, I did it wrong. 6:30 to 8. That's right. Now, if you are a sinner or early rising saint, you can watch us every day, Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m. Right here on the Maze, on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. That's right, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. Regardless of where you check us out, though, you can give us a call at 872-259-7474. 872-259-7474. Okay, shout out to Judge. You know our girl Felicia Simmons Stovall, who be with us all the time. We affectionately call her Judge. Stovall. She is a member of Delta Sigma Theta, so I want to give her a big shout out as well. Y'all keep on giving us the names. We'll show them some love tonight. Maybe I get some points with the white. You know what? Riis? I don't even think I got invited to the party. You know what? It's a big old Delta party today. I ain't even get no invite, dog. That's all right, man.
Nah, they remember you was out there hosting the SG Road party event.
Oh!
You thought they forgot, huh? You thought they forgot, huh?
Oh man, Dad, I did get a check. You know what I'm saying? They sent a car for me too. All right, y'all. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis the Ruler on the ones and twos. Riis, the migrants are moving into Woodlawn, regardless. Like regardless of whatever they think, whatever the residents say. The migrants are moving in. So, Riis, I think you're getting your way. Right?
It's not my way, man.
It's the way of the world now.
We gotta love all, man, accept all. We should really, these a lot of people coming in. We should really, I ever thought of, is it a good idea we like come together and see if we can.
What would Jesus do?
Come together for sure.
You seen that? You seen the commercials? They say Jesus was a migrant now. I'm telling you, dog. They got commercials on Jesus. I'm telling you. Like the TV commercials come on during the NFL, it's like, I'm just telling the black people right now, you see how they did Highland Park? You see how they did that gun bill? That's how they finna do y'all in Woodlawn. Y'all finna get rolled. I'm just telling y'all. And I want to talk about it a little bit later because I want to have a Maestradamus moment. I told y'all. Didn't I tell y'all? I told y'all about aldermanic prerogative. But now y'all was so busy running around telling Mayor Lightfoot, clapping for her, saying she was going to tear it all up and shake it all up. Now you can't stop nothing coming to your neighborhood. But that's okay. It's okay. So it's okay.
I mean, I don't think any mayor, I think if it was any mayor, it would have went the same way, period.
I think if I was not, no, it wouldn't have. Like, I think back in the day, you could have downzoned that bad boy and been like, hey, Joe, ain't happening. Like, you could change the zoning on the whole joint. Remember when the alderman had the last say on the zoning and the aldermen all stuck together? It's just take one example, and then once y'all broke it up, it's the same. This is the same reason why Madison, the main thoroughfare through the west side, can be shut down by somebody who don't never take Madison for a month for some white people to have a country music festival and tell us we need to be happy that they made a wall around the community and we should be happy they came. You remember them stories this summer?
I remember.
Okay. So this is just an upscale version of that. This is why you got NASCAR shutting down downtown for a month for $100,000. Because y'all said, y'all thought, y'all wanted to show them aldermen. I told you, don't give up your power. Just change the people, but don't give up the power. Because once you give up the power, you can't get it back. But y'all don't want to listen to me. Keep on loving all. You gonna love all right. The birthplace of the, and I'm not sure, we're gonna talk about it. So I ain't gonna get caught up today because I'm with you, Riis. I think I'm about to flip. I'm gonna be right out there like, why can't you all? I'm gonna be on the other side, standing up there telling everybody, man, we was all looking for a place to come at one point.
That's why the person that said Wakanda, that was the Wakanda 2 is kind of on the money in Chicago. You know, it was like they came up, you was looking, oh, y'all got vibranium here? You said this is a welcoming city, huh?
Man, yesterday I learned that Chatham has got a lot of Latinos moving in over there too. Didn't realize that, right? Like black homelands are now changing up. Shout out to Tavares Briggs and his whole team. He came through yesterday. They had their fundraiser at the Obsidian Private Members Only Social Club. Shout out to Tavares Briggs. He's a candidate in the 6th Ward, member of What's In It for the Black People First. Man, Riis, it was good to see. I don't really give the alphas that much props. But it was good to see a whole team of young men, like positive, like his chapter was helping, right? Like his volunteers, the whole thing. It's just good to see positive young brothers out here making a impact in their community, right? And so I want to give Tavares a big old shout out. Shout out to him. He running again in the 6th Ward. Yeah, man, it was funny because it was like, you know, his one of his guys used to be my super ops in politics, and then it was like we became friends later. But it's like every time we see each other, we be like, man, remember that time I tried to take you up? Like, you can't touch me, dog. You know, we still the great. You know how remember how you had old rivalries, but you still be having them sort of. Like, it's like we grown up now, so we cool, but don't get it twisted. You know, I still got it. But the world has changed on us, man. So it was good to see that group of young brothers out there. But they got some big old beards, Riis. How long do you get? Them beards be big, man. Like, do y'all be like, y'all practice? I ain't got the patience to grow my beard like.
Can't even grow a beard.
Can you grow a mustache? You one of them Jay-Z whisker dudes?
I can grow a mustache. I just can't grow a beard.
Why
It
not?
take me about 5 months for my beard to fully connect. Yeah, I'm one of them people that just can't. First of all, I didn't even get a beard until I was like 30. Okay, I was one of them people that was like 27 and my facial hair still didn't grow yet. So, but yeah. You know, beard the new thing now, man.
So I hear. You know, I keep my salt and pepper. I'm not gonna dye mine. I'm not gonna like make it black enough because I don't want to sweat and then it be turning on people. All right, let's see what else. There was a building collapse in Bronzeville yesterday at 700 East Oakwood. Promontory Point is going to become a city landmark. John Lausch, who is the current U.S. attorney for our U.S. attorney, the dude who brought Madigan, Burke, and quite a few other people down, is leaving to go to private practice. See that, Riis? He's quitting the public service to go to private practice. He is going to make his money. You know why he's leaving? I would bet his son is a big football guy. It's like, you know, when you can make millions of dollars. Like, it's crazy when you be doing a job and you know, like, the day you quit, you can go make a lot of money somewhere else, but you be trying to be a servant to the people. And then finally you be like, hold on, man. Wait a minute. You mean to tell me that I don't got to drive? You mean I could? Man, please. So shout out to U.S. Attorney John Lausch. You might not ordinarily hear me say shout out to federal agent, but I do think that he completely changed the dynamic of the face of politics in the state of Illinois by taking down what was at one point deemed impenetrable, the Mike Madigan and Chairman Ed Burke. And we saw the results of it yesterday in Springfield, and I'll talk about that. Riis, I don't know if this is the social media question of the day, but I'm going to open up the phone lines. Y'all give us a call, 872-259-7474, 872-259-7474. Riis, you have expressed interest in something, or you ask a question, and the question turns into... how do you know when somebody is too thirsty? Like, what is do you know what I mean when I say thirsty? Like, when somebody be pressuring you to do something that, man, dog, we just had a conversation and now it's like, you got to do it today. Like, how do you know when somebody is too thirsty? You know what? I'm going to make that the question. Give us a call, 872, Riis, hit the button.
It's time for the social media question of the day.
How do you know when someone is too thirsty? And Riis, how do we define thirst? How do you define thirst? I define thirst as putting an intense amount of pressure on you in a short amount of time. often revolving around finance or something you have that someone else wants. And I understand a building process, but there are times, Riis, when I feel like I'm talking to people and there's something else going on. Like, what is the cause of thirst, do you think, first of all? Like, what do you think makes people thirsty? They need money. They got to get something. They owe. Like, what makes thirst? They want something you have. What defines thirst, right? And then how do you know when a person is too thirsty? What are the things that people are thirsty for, Riis, do you think?
Money, fame, attention.
Money, fame, attention, access, and how do you pursue those things, but in a manner that doesn't make you appear thirsty or that you have an ulterior motive? Like, what are the signs of thirst, and when you should maybe say, hold on, let me slow down, because a person is too thirsty?
So you said what makes a person too thirsty?
Like, how you know somebody is being thirsty? Like,
you just tell just the persistence, you know what I'm saying? You tell them, hold on, and you be like, hey, man, call me at 4, and at 4 o'clock your phone ringing on the dot, you know what I'm saying? You could just tell, like, they...
Now, is there a difference between thirst and persistence?
Slightly. You could tell, like, somebody persistent, but, like, it's like okay, like, I'm going to do it. Like, hey, relax, man. You know what I'm saying? I got you. You know how it's like a wait? You know how, like, you always told, like, hold on, wait, just, that's something, because anything could be happening because we all humans, so we know how life works. So, you know what I'm saying? So, if I tell you 4 o'clock and you at 3:59, you're like, hey, man, that's kind of crazy. You like at 4 o'clock, you wait.
You told me 4 o'clock, though.
Anything could happen, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna hold you to that dot, I'm not gonna, because I don't know what you're doing. So that's a sign of thirst right there. Like, and they like overly too persistent. Like, you know what I'm saying? At 4, you can wait till like 4:15, 4:30. Hey, man, just checking.
But what if you got a meeting at 4:15?
Then what you do is the prior conversation, you let them know, hey, man, listen, I got a meeting at 4:15. I know you said 4, so, hey, if you don't call me by like 4:10, I'm going to give you a call at 4:10, just to make sure. And then if not, then we're going to have to link after the meeting. Like you establish that. You establish that
I'm really not. Don't really call me at 4. Really, dog, you putting too much pressure on me, and I need to push this down the line a little bit. So, like, how do you dip off a thirst? Like, how do you move away from a thirsty person?
You don't respond easily, or you just tell them, like, hey, listen, like. Or you just be like, I need you to relax and chill. Like, it's not that serious. I get you, but it's really not that serious. Or if it doesn't matter, then you just don't respond. Be like, yeah. And they get the hint. Be like, oh.
Thirsty. I don't know, man.
It was Thursday yesterday, so.
It was Thirsty Thursday yesterday.
Thursday yesterday.
All right, man. That's interesting. I was just thinking about it. I was involved in a situation where I'm not going to talk about it because I just think I was like, but dang, I was just like, ouch, you're making me uncomfortable. Like, yeah, like, what? Yeah, wait a minute. You're making me uncomfortable, man. You remember when Jay was like, you're making me uncomfortable. It's like when people move into a space and they like when they pressure sales tactics and things like that, it kind of makes me go a little crazy. All right, let's go on, because that's really, did I push the button for that one? That's not going to be the social media question of the day. I do want to go to, real quick though, Riis, you think the mayor should have apologized about the CPS emails? Because it seems like when you apologize these days, it's like it's the mode of attack. And I don't know if you saw yesterday, but the mayor apologized, and in the process of apologizing, she told the mayor started, first of all, the mayor said, let's back up. Riis, go to, give me some sound from the computer, because I'm going to play, I want to play the mayor. Dagnabbit. Hold on. You ready?
That she's brought attention to herself in the campaign. And yesterday I became aware of an intern recruitment effort by our campaign that involved outreach by a staffer to educators at various colleges and universities and schools across the city, including CPS. As soon as I learned about the outreach to the CPS teachers, we put a stop to it.
No, you didn't. You said 3 times.
It was clearly a mistake, and we've made sure that we emphasize that not only to the staffer involved, but everybody on our campaign to ensure that this kind of conduct doesn't happen again. As I said, in this instance, the staffer made a mistake. It was well-intentioned, but she now recognizes that the CPS outreach, even though through publicly available sources, was not the right thing to do. And we emphasized to her and to other people in the campaign, I'm not just some candidate, I'm the mayor, and responsible for the schools. And this is the kind of outreach that never should have happened, whether through publicly available sources or not. The person who did this understands the magnitude of the issue and frankly is mortified that this happened and that she's brought attention to herself in the campaign, and notably to me in this way. That staffer and our entire staff have been firmly reminded that there must be an impenetrable wall, not just a line, but a wall between anything that happens on the political side and anything that happens on the official side, the government side, and that wall can never be breached. I have always held myself to a high ethical standard.
What?
I campaigned on it. I govern that way, and that's the way I will continue to conduct myself. And people on my team must understand that and abide by it accordingly. I've spoken to both CEO Martinez and Board Chair DeValier and apologized to them for this unnecessary distraction and mistake that is distracting from the dedicated and hard work the CPS does every single day to make sure that our kids learn in a safe and nurturing environment. So to be clear, I found out about this for the first time yesterday afternoon when we got a media inquiry. There was absolutely no nefarious intent on the part of the staff person, and there simply was no coercion. I've seen that question bubble up. There was no coercion, no intent to do that by any means by this young woman, and no city resources were used. I'll repeat again, the outreach to the CPS teachers via their emails was a mistake, should not have happened, and is not going to happen again. Let me also just say, in closing before I take your questions, that there's been some commentary about whether the staff person should be fired.
Listen
the easy political thing to do would be to just do that, right? Fire her, throw her body to the hungry hordes. But I don't think that's the right thing to do in this instance. I've thought a lot, since I found out about this yesterday afternoon, of my own self as a 20-something-year-old in the workplace, trying to understand
The women appeal.
How to be a professional in the workplace, how to do your job. And, I know I made mistakes as a young lawyer.
What?
And sometimes those mistakes were painful. And I got a kick in the butt from the senior lawyers that I work for. But I learned from those experiences, and it gave me the opportunity to learn. I have a lot of young women that work for me, certainly in my political campaign, but also in my administration. I think this is an important teachable moment for them. It's not lost on me that I'm a role model to young women across the city, and I think I have an obligation, given that, to make sure that I'm doing everything I can to teach and mentor. And as I said, this to me is a mistake. She gets it 100%. But it's an opportunity for all of us to learn, and for me to be a mentor and nurture her, and frankly all the other young women that are out there who rely upon me. So firing, again, as I said, would be the very easy, typical political reflex. I don't think that that's the appropriate response in this circumstance. I'm happy to take your questions.
Questions per person, as always. Why don't we start right here, Greg, behind you, and go first. We'll move down the line.
Your campaign mayor, I believe, also said that other candidates and mayors have done things like this in the past.
Well, Greg, my memory goes back to probably the George McGovern campaign. Every campaign that I've ever known of or been associated with always has an effort to try to recruit young people to get them involved. Being involved in a political campaign, I think, and civic engagement, regardless of what your political persuasion is, in my view, is probably one of the most important aspects of government, of politics, and civic engagement. We need more young people to be involved. We need them to see the contours of campaigns, the good, the bad, and we need them to get that experience, because when they get that experience, and I'm one of them, that sticks with you. And you stay civically involved, and you do vote, and you recognize the importance of voting, which to me is the most powerful tool that we have in our American democracy. So, if I may, I can think of lots of different campaigns that I've been involved in over the years. This is a very standard practice of trying to reach out and recruit people. The difference here is, the mistake that was made is she should not have used publicly available CPS emails.
They watched our show yesterday to craft their final response.
To reach out to teachers. That's, I think, the difference maker.
She said George McGovern.
Can you provide an example of another campaign which used official email accounts?
No, I don't know that.
You'd be lying.
And frankly, as I said, I'm not going to sit here and try to say, well, other people have done that. That's not what we said.
That's what you just said!
What we said quite clearly, and let me repeat it again, is that engaging young people in a political campaign is something that is routinely done. The line that was crossed, that should not have been crossed, is Googling, finding CPS emails, and then reaching out to teachers and encouraging them to let their students know that these internship opportunities were there. That's the difference.
What do you mean by publicly available email addresses? You just said Googling or...
My understanding is that she just did a Google search and found them.
So found them on the CPS. I mean, how many...
Did a Google search. She was looking for places where obviously students are, young people are.
CPS teachers!
My understanding is that she did a Google search and found a bunch of CPS emails and then used them.
Okay, and then this email to CPS teachers seems to have gone out yesterday. CTW reported that back in August, a similar email was sent to...
I think that's correct. In August, right before school started, a similar effort. We had a lot of positive outreach and engagement with young people coming from a number of different sources, adults, parents who are supporters, who were looking for opportunities to get their kids involved in our campaign. And as school was resuming across the city, that effort was made, I think, last August sometime.
I guess that points to this has been kind of a long-standing outreach.
Well, I don't think I'd go that far, Justin. What I would say is
I did it.
The recent thing was not the first time. What I'm aware of is one other time in August, right before school started, where she did a similar thing and reached out to a wide array of folks to say, hey, there's this internship opportunity available on a Lightfoot campaign.
And just to be clear, you're saying you became aware of that August email yesterday.
My question is kind of two parts. Will your campaign allow CPS students to volunteer after this incident? And if so, is there any worry that their willingness is a bit tainted from this?
We will allow anybody who wants to volunteer to volunteer. Obviously, we want to make sure that that people have and particularly young people, have a great, fulfilling experience. And so we do, what we can to make sure that they're getting real exposure, not just, frankly, doing grunt work. But yeah, we'll take on, we are actively recruiting volunteers. We're hosting volunteer town halls. I just spoke at one yesterday. So yeah, we're, close to the Bell Lap. And so we're inviting anybody who's interested. They can go to lightfootforchicago.com and sign up for volunteer opportunities.
Mark?
Oh, no, that's okay.
Mauricio?
So as you mentioned, CPS and city colleges received the email. Is there any more agencies or departments that will contact it with this similar efforts?
I'm not aware of the specific details. It will surprise you, maybe, that as the candidate and as the mayor of the city, I'm not involved in the nuts and bolts of volunteer recruitment, but we can certainly get you any other information.
And you said that you were aware only yesterday. You didn't conceive or approve of these emails?
I'm the candidate and the mayor of the third largest city. I don't really spend time running the volunteer recruitment opportunities. I became aware of the specifics of the outreach yesterday afternoon when we got the first media inquiry. Obviously, I knew that there were efforts being made to recruit volunteers, but the specifics, and certainly if I had known that there was CPS emails being used, I would have put a stop to it long before yesterday.
Is that too? Sorry.
I guess.
Yeah, let's move on with
Hi,
You decided to stick around, did you?
I did. I was wondering, outside of talking with your staff, your campaign staff, what other things would you be doing to ensure that your campaign follows the guidelines?
Well, we have a employee handbook. Everybody that gets on board is trained consistent with that. We have our campaign lawyer, who's also a campaign ethics expert, comes in, does a training. So we've re-emphasized the training that they previously had, and specifically to the circumstances. Look, people get it. It's not a secret what's going on. Yes, ma'am.
What's your response to the Inspector General, the CPS, and the City and Board of Ethics all saying this is something they're looking into and addressing?
Well, they have every right to look into it, and if there is a need for us to respond, we'll cooperate fully.
And secondly, a little unrelated, the WBGX investigation out today found that because of short staffing, Chicago police are
I'm sorry.
Sorry, yeah.
With my bad hearing, and you talk very, very fast, so
okay,
if you can slow it down and speak up just a little bit.
Yeah, a WBGX investigation out today found that because of short staffing, Chicago police are turning away people trying to register for gun offenses, sex crimes, violent murders against youth, and that puts registrants trying to follow the law at risk of rearrest. Do you have any plans on how your office is going to address that issue? Well,
I was not aware of that, but obviously we need to make sure that we're abiding by the law, particularly when it comes to these folks that have to register on a regular basis. Something I will take up with the superintendent and deal with that to make sure that they're able to comply with the law, and that we're doing what we need to do to make sure that they have the ability to register accordingly.
Hi, Carl. Hi. A lot of the attention has been focused on the staffer who sent the letter, but is this really one person getting it wrong? Since the campaign itself defended the move at one point, and if it happened before, did no one else not know what was going on?
Well, what I will say is this. I'm not aware that anybody else in the campaign knew that this particular staffer was using CPS emails. Obviously, the fact that she was actively recruiting young people to come and volunteer and participate in internship opportunities, clearly that was known. But the use of the CPS emails, I'm not aware that anybody else knew that. And as I said, I found out about it for the first time yesterday afternoon. We put an immediate stop to it. I brought the young woman in to talk to her about why that was a problem, and the hubbub, obviously, that it's created, but also to explain to her, as I said in my opening statements, I'm not just a candidate, I'm the incumbent mayor, and why this is highly problematic, and the wall that's got to exist, and it includes things like not contacting city employees, sister agency employees, using their work emails. That was a mistake.
And the other question, only tangentially related, and that is, what have you decided to do about the chairmanship of the City Council's Ethics Committee?
Well, there's been a lot of conversation in the media about it, but I regularly talk to my colleagues in the City Council to see if there's any specific issues that they want to bring to the fore. I've not heard of any, but if there are, I'm sure that the Ethics Committee will proceed accordingly.
Sir?
Hi, I'm from Bloomberg News.
Okay.
Is there anything that you can say on efforts to recruit more officers with the number of police still being down?
Well, we ended last year having hired 956 officers in a tough time to recruit, not just here in Chicago, nationwide. I attribute
Riis,
that
we're about
success.
to go to an end, but I want to play this part. I thought this was important for y'all to see.
Am I speaking to an empty room? Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for being here.
Look, y'all.
Yesterday I became...
This is the Maze Jackson Show. Riis, I'm gonna, before we go, I am going to drop a commercial for Willie Wilson. Look, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis, the ruler. Riis, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Let me begin with this commercial message from Reverend Dr.
Why not Willie Wilson for mayor of Chicago? The criminals won't like Willie Wilson in the mayor's office. Fighting crime is Willie Wilson's first priority. Willie Wilson is ready to take on the criminals. Finally, Chicago, do it right. Willie Wilson for mayor.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
Disney on Ice presents Frozen and Encanto in one exciting family experience. Sing along with Anna and Elsa in wintry Arendelle. And celebrate the power of love, Y Familia, with Mirabel and Bruno in the show everyone will be talking about, live in your hometown. Playing Chicagoland from January 19th through February 5th. Free parking with ticket purchase. Visit DisneyOnIce.com today.
If I gave you my love, I tell you what I do. I'd expect a whole lot of love out of you. You got to treat me good, and I'll be good to you. There's a whole lot of things you and I could do, baby. Beautiful when you get right down to it, yeah. You're beautiful, and I wouldn't change one thing about you, yeah. Oh, 'cause you're beautiful. I don't mind telling the world about you, yeah. You're beautiful. And what about the way you love me? And the way you squeeze me. Oh, simply beautiful. You're beautiful. When you needed me, yeah, I was right there by your side.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For the black people, cause economically we are not equal. Waking up to life, can't doze no more. I told y'all, yeah, this a dangerous show. Don't go to church if you ain't trying to help us. Don't even try to be around and can't protect us. We see the lies, not other politicians. We need money and no symbolism. It's Maze and Riis and Ruthie and Ty, explaining how we all come from God, giving us tools to beat the odds. If we united, our movement gon' stop. If they ain't tryna help us, they ain't tryna do nothing. We gotta do something, we gotta stop running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect your oppressed to solve them.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis the Rule on the ones and twos. And Riis, I played the mayor's apology. DJ Riis the Ruler.
She's such a genius.
That's your girl.
She's such a genius.
Okay, talk to me.
She did that for free publicity. You get on there, you say this person made this such big error, but you don't fire them, but they made such a big unethical error, you know, but you get to get on there, talk about it, then you throw out, oh, but listen, if they do want to support, this is where you can reach me out at, you know, oh man, if in front of the camera, let you know, this is not how you run the campaign, I'm the mayor, like, right there. So
you think she won in that? No, okay, so be straight up.
Like
this is
really
this is my question. Like, and I want y'all to give us a call 872-259-7474. You had the opportunity to watch the mayor's apology. First of all, shout out to Channel 9. That was footage courtesy of Channel 9. I thought it was funny, the part when she came in the beginning. I rewound. I was like, what's the matter? Is this mic on? Y'all can't hear me. I said good morning. You know, and it's like, it's like you not the bomb like that no more, right? It used to be everybody stand up. Now people be like, whatever. Anyway, Riis, I want to know, do you think, and to the audience, do you think the mayor's apology worked? Should she have apologized? And do you think that apology was effective?
It was the only thing that she could have did. So,
well, she started though in the beginning. Riis, they tried not to apologize. She said She said it was a long-standing campaign practice that has gone on for years and years. Remember, they issued two statements for it, and then finally the third statement when the crescendo built up. Now, I got to tell you, I think her response came from a little bit from them listening to us, because I told you before this was a thing that people did, right? But then, you know, the problem with them, like people when they be swiping your stuff, Riis, is that they don't know the sources. So remember, she was like, this has been a long time campaign practice that campaigns of my nature have done forever and ever and ever. And then dude was like, well, give us an example. She should have just said, well, Maze said. She couldn't do that though. Anyway, Riis, so you bought the apology? Did you like? And I know you biased. Like you.
Nah, I really thought. I mean, I just really thought she just apologized, but I really thought she like, hey, since I'm gonna be in front of this camera anyway, I'm definitely gonna still tell them this is where you guys can reach me out if you want to do any. So I think it was like free publicity. It was like it's the election time. Keep the mayor on TV. You know,
as an unethical mayor who's got a campaign. So wait, so she said, I don't know.
Apologetic mayor. She's sorry. We all make errors. We're all human.
Did you buy the women thing?
Yeah, she was selling. I'm telling
women,
you.
y'all bought that?
She was on that.
Oh my God. So wait, so
probably not the women here, but listen, I'm telling you.
You think the women around the world bought? So Riis. Okay, y'all. Riis says Riis bought the apology. Now, is this Spin Master Riis?
I really think she did that on purpose. Like, this is the way. Hey, so since I have to address it, this is how I'm going to address it. I'm going to try to come out on top with a win. Make sure we tell people we sorry. You know what I'm saying? Give a story. You know, make this seem like, hey, man, we all errors. We all make mistakes. You know, why should I score on this? You know, this one person. Hey, look at me. I'm the mayor. I made it here, and I made mistakes. So I got to be, you know.
Riis, if that was a black man, he'd have been fired like a mug.
Nah.
Yes. She can't. First of all, the fact of the matter is the mayor can't fire nobody because she trying to get volunteers at CPS. Right. She trying to find high school volunteers, dog. So she ain't firing nobody. She ain't. Fire me. I dare you to fire. And she probably scared to fire the girl because the girl going to tell. Where she got, here go the thing.
Right, you got the campaign.
And I'm the deputy. Like, the mayor isn't trying to make it like it was just a regular old campaign worker. No, fam, this is the deputy campaign manager. Like, to be the deputy campaign manager, the mayor got to sign off on that. Now, Riis, I got to be honest with you. I really feel like the mayor's team is now sabotaging her. Riis, the mayor's team, knowing that she needs black votes, decides to open up a migrant shelter in a black neighborhood 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks before early voting starts. What, on the 28th of January? They're opening the migrant housing in Woodlawn on the 23rd. What's the first day of early voting, y'all? Somebody put it in the chat for me. But think about this, Riis. So the mayor needs black votes, and on the same week that early voting starts, she opens a migrant shelter in the heart of Woodlawn. You know what that is, Riis? That's some white folks on the campaign who either don't care. Wait, what did Cube say? Don't know, don't show, or they just don't care about what's going on in the hood. Then, Riis, this young staffer, and I got to tell you that I don't know that there's ever been a campaign that I've worked on where one of the number one priorities that you teach everybody is no government emails. No government emails. No campaign government emails. And anybody that knows politics just knows that, Riis. And I feel like for it to have happened 2 times, 3 times, Riis, who issued when there's a crisis like that, the mayor is like, okay, I didn't know about the email, but they had 2 statements that came out before they finally said this is wrong and it's going to be a hard line. Like, at what point? And then the mayor says, okay, this is a long practice campaign on the campaign she's worked on. So dude said, well, what campaigns did you work on that they did this on? And she says, well, I'm not going to address that. I'm not going to get into what? No, wait. So you said that you've worked on campaigns that have used this tactic, and it's what got you civically engaged, and they ask you which campaign, and you don't know what campaign, you're not going to tell us?
Working so many campaigns, but no, I mean, like I said, I thought it was. I liked it.
Riis, I feel like you be just stuff. Riis, you be gaslighting.
Listen, I'm telling you, that's what she did. She free. You want to know what happened? You want to see what the mayor doing? I come on there. I keep doing something. Like, it's free. I come on there. I'm the mayor. Vote for me. Hey, if you want to come and volunteer, instead of me trying to reach out in emails and something, I can get on here. Oh man, the mayor said this.
Come join me unethically.
No, it's not unethically now.
But she's apologizing for being unethical.
No, she's apologizing for someone in her staff because when she learned about it, okay, she addressed it. She said that. Okay, so she didn't do it. The mayor didn't do it.
So do you apologize when you get caught wrong? Should you apologize? Like, I'm gonna be honest.
You should, but
because now I feel like every time that she's admitted it, every time they do a story, they're gonna be like, and if it's anything that's questionable, they're gonna be like the mayor who also had staff that was unethical. Like, bro, I'm just here to tell you.
No, I probably made a mistake. She's young. She's learning. She's eager. She was just trying to find great ways.
Reese, if that was a black person, they'd have been fired.
How do we know if they black or white?
Google it. Like the mayor said. Hold on. Can somebody Google CPS email addresses real quick for me?
Please. See, I bet she black.
No, she is not.
I bet she black. I bet it's something in me in the inside. I think that the young lady is black.
Hold on.
She came, but yeah, man, I thought it was strategic, man. Come on there, let you know what's going on. Give you the hard story of of an average person, like how we all are making mistakes, and even people in the biggest position can make mistakes. Why should I, harm this girl's future when all she was just trying to do was help me on the election? Even she didn't, or maybe she forgot it was unethical, but her heart was.
You
in the
forgot
right place.
ethics, Reese.
Her heart was in the right place. I'm telling you, she just went on that just to be on TV. Just to let you know, she said, "Hey, I'm the mayor." Like we don't know you the mayor. She was so smart. I guarantee she'll be on TV again next week for something just to keep. Meanwhile, people playing for ads and all that. You see, she done ran about 8 commercials, so she got to find some way to stay on TV.
Man, okay, Reese, she not black.
Are you found the?
Mm-hmm. Even though she done took all her LinkedIn and all. Hold on. Let's see.
Is she a person?
Oh yeah, not that. And she from Michigan too.
Is she a person of color?
No.
You know what? All lives matter. So I don't think no one should use their job for an error.
I guess. Yep. I'm not going to. I'm not going to raise that. So maybe I'm not going to put a picture up, but Reese, she's clearly.
I'm starting to think y'all biased on this show. I'm starting.
Biased on what?
Against the mayor. I'm starting to think.
You think we biased, Reese?
Yeah, man. Y'all find something. Man, I'll be like, Reese, the mayor went up there and she only had one shoe tied, y'all. Listen, how can you be the mayor and you don't got somebody on staff to tell you got 2 shoes tied? We got a mayor with 1 shoe tied, y'all. Right?
That's because she always act like she acted like she. The mayor be lying, man. And it be like when she lie, you just be like, Reese, she's lied in the press conference. She said this is a long practice campaign. It's what got me involved in campaigns. Okay, Mayor, what campaign? I'm not going to tell you that. See, man, that's okay.
We just had somebody on here dropping that was recorded, man. You know how you do a campaign, like you. Once that's done, man, I know you got to sign a disclaimer or whatever to be in the campaign. She can't legally. She can't say nothing. Am I right or wrong?
You wrong, dog. He's wrong. Look, y'all, we're gonna take a quick break and then we're gonna talk about what's going on in Springfield. Look, it's Friday. I'm just telling y'all. I'm gonna probably tell you that, Reese. My new political philosophy for me, Mays Jackson. Never apologize. Never apologize. Never apologize. My biggest mistake has one of those is apologizing. Never apologize. Not me. Be like, we can make it right. But you apologize, and that's when they got you. All right, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. But I think the mayor, real talk, Riis, I think the mayor got people in her campaign that are sabotaging her, actually. Like, yep, she's being sabotaged at this point. And don't make it seem like people won't do it, because they certainly will. It's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after these messages to talk about what's going on in Springfield and the new power line of Riis. Now, I know we don't want to get all worked up, but this is what I just saw happen in Springfield yesterday when it came to the distribution of political power. I can't help but be optimistic. So we're going to talk about it when we come back. It's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back.
The Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
Hey, Chicagoland, all roads lead to Solo Beauty Supply, the largest black-owned beauty supply in Chicago. We carry a large selection of natural hair care products, plus much more. So come see us at one of our two locations, located at 9011 South Ashland or 8158 South Cottage Grove. Our inventory is growing, and with your support, Solo Beauty will continue to be a source of pride in our community.
This might be a small thing, kind of revolving around a situation that don't happen often. I mean, it's involving something that's scalding. Hot the topic is, it needs some resolving. It's kind of puzzling, sometimes solving. But after I thought about it, sent her to Walgreens to pick up a few things to stop me from stalling. Otherwise, I'ma be blunt and she gon' be bawling. And I don't need that, or her brother calling. Talking them fight words, now we gon' be brawling. I'm more of a stand-up, I don't be falling. For that okie doke, it's better dissolving. Call me a nice guy, yeah, I like nice things. It's best to stay away from chicks that's trifling. I'm not a rival, so I don't be rivaling. But end up in this scene, I won't be wifing, you know?
Avoid a quick fail, take heed to this wise tale.
If you feel me like Brill, take heed to this wise tale.
Whether male or female, take heed to this wise tale.
Outside or in jail, take heed to this wise tale.
She got a secret, don't know where she keep it, don't know why she hide it, guess it's convenient. She like a zebra, two things at one time. It ain't black and white when you lived it a lifetime. She got a story, might be a fable, no categories. She don't like labels, she like a loner. Maybe she's selfish, something is fishy, but she don't like shellfish. She said that her phone broke and she need a new phone. She got a night job, now she got two phones, one for the pubic, one for the public. I Freudian slip, y'all, I think that you dug it. She got a curfew, she live in the group home, but she in Miami, getting her look on. She can't be truthful, not what she built for. Mouth might be useful, but nothing to kill for, you know?
Avoid a quick fail, take heed to this wise tale.
If you feel me like Braille, take heed to this wise tale.
Whether male or female, take heed to this wise tale.
Outside or in jail, take heed to this wise tale.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis the Ruler. Y'all be tripping, man. Y'all, so if I talk about it, when the white people talk about it, it's all good. But when I talk about it, the man did not tie her shoe, Riis. You see, she on the front page of the Sun-Times. This is a big deal. She blew it. Like, I'm just telling you, she busted it up. And here's the funny thing that I think people, like now, Riis, you know, one of the things happens in political campaigns is you try and find a thread. It could be this big, Riis. And then you try to exploit that thread. And you pull and you pull and you pull and you pull and you pull. Like yesterday, we discussed why this shouldn't be a big deal, but it is. And what has happened is, Riis, and I really want, if this was a mayor who people either respected, feared, or at least had a positive relationship with, Riis, this is a one-day story. The mayor has gone out of her way to diss essentially everybody at some point. What's that when they call people get their lick back? You know what I'm talking about? You know when you say the whole thing about the shoestring? Well, the whole point about a shoestring, Riis, you can walk around with a shoestring untied for a long time. But if you step on it and you trip, it's nobody's fault but your own. Now, the mayor had 3.5 years to tie up her shoes, build some sort of positive rapport with the media. Somewhere. Riis, she has been obstinate. She has lied. She has called them all type of stuff. And Riis, then it's like when you play people, then when it's their time to get the lick back, then you want them to be fair. It don't work that way. It don't work that way. And this, my friend, is what happens when you don't have a positive rapport or a rapport, period, with the media, or if you have a negative rapport. So, Riis, I just think but I also think it strikes of desperation. Because I think the mayor, Riis, it used to be when people would just be running into the door of the mayor's office, the committeemen, the ward organizations, people would call and say, hey, we're going to send you 10 people. We're going to send you 20 people. We're going to come down. We're going to volunteer on your campaign. It used to be, Riis, that the mayor would have every ward would have their whatever little operation they had would be working to support the mayor. What I have heard is that a lot of aldermen and a lot of elected officials are quiet quitting on the mayor. So you got the people that quit city council, that's straight quit. The quiet quitters are no longer, they sitting on their hands when all these things happen. You see you're like, when you do something like that, Riis, you're supposed to have people standing behind you. Remember when JB was like least offensive and then there was a whole bunch of black people behind him? Nobody wants to stand with the mayor. So you see her standing up there taking the L instead of standing up there with Pedro Martinez and Miguel Del Valle, both of them saying, Mayor, there was a mistake that happened, blah, 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 blah. We're going to do our investigation, but we know, like Riis. What you are seeing is it's the final countdown. And I really think like this issue, unless something dramatic happens, will be the match. Not the match. But will be one of the final examples of what makes people start to make other choices. Now, I think there's going to be black people, you know us, we always be like, oh, it's no big deal. But I think if you were looking for a reason, always playing with the kids is a reason that people going to jump off. And so I just think that we should be paying attention. When did y'all tell me early voting started? January 19th? So now she got a CP. She's got think about going into this. Your campaign commercial talks about the mayor is under investigation by her own inspector general for campaign improprieties. I ain't gonna tell you all the stuff. She's under investigation by the inspector general for illegal campaign activities. Not only is she under, them Chewy puppet commercials. Man, somebody lucky I ain't doing the campaigns because I really work this thing. But I want to talk about what's going on in Springfield because Riis, yesterday, let me back up. I told you that I'm leaving the Mays Jackson show in April, right? Like right after the runoff in the mayor's election. And a lot of people keep saying, why are you going to stay? Blah, 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 blah. You need to keep on going. And of course, people want you to keep on giving up all the free information, and they want you to kind of not. A lot of times people's plans for you revolve around them, not you. And Riis, yesterday, when I saw the House leadership list come out, and I'm talking about the House leadership in Springfield, and we have moved on, guys, to a new subject. Can I tell you what I thought of? I thought of Alexi's commercial. I mean, not Alexi's commercial. My name is Hove, H to the O-V. I used to move Snowflake by the O-Z. I guess even back then you could call me CEO of the ROC. Fresh out the frying pan into the fire. I be the music biz #1 supplier. Fly it in a piece of paper wearing my... fly it in a piece of paper flying a plane. I got the hottest chick in the game wearing my chain. It's like, oh, no one can do it better. Similar to the... No one... Check. Man, I ain't got it all right now. But, Riis, you know, when I saw the House leadership thing come out yesterday, it made me think back to when I was the executive director of the Illinois Legislative Black Caucus. And I remember coming out of a house one day, out of the Black Caucus house, after a meeting, and I was talking to State Representative JGB in the building. And it was kind of funny because the two of us were like Jay-Z fans. Like, you know how you be a Jay-Z fan and it's like older people around, they don't know what's going on. But you know, like when you're doing your thing and so it's kind of like that was when I was like, Dad, you really down, right? Because she knew the words, the lyrics, the whole thing. And Riis, I want to say that there were many a night when I was in Springfield with, man, and I go back to whether it was Malcolm and Chima and Chad and Gianno Caldwell and like there was a whole crew of us, right? Of black people who would get together every night and we would hang out and we would kick it and my cousin and them would come and Riis, we would talk about the day when there could potentially be a black speaker. And we talked about a day when we possibly could be free. Now, free from in the perspective of Springfield, not in the perspective of Chicago, right? When you understand the power of committees and chairs and budget and all of those places, and you know that Madigan has got his people lined up in all the places and everybody's on the team, but the team is for them. Yesterday, when the House released its leadership committees, Riis, the things that we were talking about in 2010, 11, 12, and 13, literally 10 years ago, were put in place. What? So yesterday, Speaker of the House, Chris Welch, announced his leadership team. And when I looked at the list, Riis, I realized, you know how sometimes you want something to happen and you be so busy talking about it that you might miss it happening in front of you? It happened yesterday. Now, again, we have to start from the space of knowing how to use the powers of the offices and the people that were put in place. But I'm going to read the list of the committees, the chairs, the heads, etc. And I'm just going to talk about the black people in the spots. So can we agree that the Speaker of the House has to represent the entire state? Can we agree that even though he's a black man, to remain the Speaker of the House, he has to acknowledge the Latinos, he has to acknowledge the Asians, he has to acknowledge the Muslims, he has to acknowledge the white folks, he has to govern across the caucus? I want to take this away from, I'm not talking about his relationship with the governor or the Senate. I'm talking about the Illinois House of Representatives. Can we acknowledge politically that for the black Speaker of the House to stay the Speaker of the House, he has to maintain his majority and he has to bring more people in, that he's the Speaker of the House and everybody has to feel like they have access to him? Can we agree to that? Is that fair? That's probably not what we would want in Wakanda. You would not want to, but if T'Challa ran the entire country and he ran the whole entire continent, for instance, Wakanda would be the capital, but he still got to manage all the other lands that he got. Does that make sense? All right. So, Riis, if that be the case, then what would be the next most important spot that you would put someone in? What is the next, if you got the chair and you got the seat, what's the next thing that you have to control to keep everybody in line?
I don't know. What, the resources?
The money. So black Speaker of the House appoints the Speaker pro tem. So you all realize that Greg Harris, who was the big budget guy, the LGBT guy, he retired because Riis, if you know you was a number 2 and now you getting ready to get moved back down to like number 20, do you stay or do you say I'm going somewhere else? You probably say I'm going somewhere else, I'm going to go do something else because I ain't finna be walking around here when I used to boss everybody and now I can't boss everybody. But let's back up. So the black Speaker of the House, who has to govern the entire state, has to pick his right hand. Riis, his right hand controls the work. The money and the work. He puts in that spot J.G. Big Boss B. Jahan Gordon Booth. So now you got the black Speaker of the House who governs the table. You got Jahan Gordon Booth, who at last time was the House Speaker pro tem, the number 2. But now, Riis, she is now the chief budgeter. Guess what that means, Riis? She got to approve any money that anybody getting, got to go through the system. All right? So that let's start there. Now I want y'all to kind of see what I see. Now, how many of you all remember Representative Mary Flowers? And this is going to catch you off guard, but I'm going to tell a story. So Representative Mary Flowers was the longest serving member of the Illinois General Assembly, period, out of all of them. But in the old regime, she was looked at in the old way of things as like she was cool with Madigan, but she never really got the props or the respect of her seniority. In case y'all don't remember, that's the lady that punched me in the gut, punched me in the side, in the kidney, right? Because we used to go in on the show and talk a lot of stuff, and that's the woman that Willie Preston ran against, right? Riis. But she essentially is now the deputy majority leader and the dean of the House. So check what they did, what he did. He put her in the number 3 spot, but think of it as the queen mother, right? So you've been here through all of these decades, through all of these places, and everybody for years and years was known that they could disrespect her or not be as respectful as her title and seniority commanded. The speaker puts Mary Flowers as the deputy majority leader and dean of the House, thus giving her the respect and the props that her age, wisdom, and seniority are entitled to. So instead of, and oftentimes, if you think back to it, and I'm going to tell you, even for me, we were able to marginalize Representative Flowers because, like oftentimes people do, Representative Flowers was not given the proper esteem that came with her title. Now, I know y'all got to bear with me. So imagine if you was watching Wakanda and you saw that, and this is when we had T'Challa. Let's put the speaker as T'Challa. Let's put Jahan Gordon Booth as, I don't know if she would be Suri or would she be, what's the old girl that ran the army? And that's who I think it would be more like. Remember the girl who was the queen of the warriors that protected the king?
He's on Wakanda?
Yeah. So that becomes Jahan Gordon Booth. So if you go against the speaker, I got your money. Where you gonna get the money for that from? Oh, you don't want to be with us? Well, wait, how you gonna pay for it? And then he's got the queen mother in his inner circle. Now, then you take Cam Buckner, who becomes assistant majority leader. Hey, Riis, you ever seen Cam? When the speaker got, like when the speaker need to talk to you, when you out of pocket, defensive lineman, lawyer, Cam Buckner coming to see you. So now the speaker got him an underboss, right? So when all the capos is running around trying to think about rebellions, Cam rolled through and be like, hey fam, speaker not rocking with that. Well, you all right? Everybody cool over here? Y'all planning a rebellion? He got his man Cam Buckner as the man. Then you take Marcus Evans, who actually, I think Representative Evans controls the Labor Committee. So now check this out, Riis. Representative Evans controls the Labor Committee, which is the other arm of what the political power is. Nick Smith, Representative Nick Smith, Riis, he made him the sergeant at arms. Now, you know what the sergeant at arms do, right? Sergeant at arms sit at the door. Where you going? Hey, man, let me see your phone. Hey, fam. You all right? Hey, ain't nobody going nowhere. Everybody sit on down. Till the speaker say we leaving, ain't nobody leaving. You got Lakeisha Collins, is the chair of the Black Caucus Whip. Now, you remember Lakeisha Collins, right? Lakeisha could summon up the army, right? So when everything get crazy in the what was the guerrillas? What was they called? Remember my man and the guerrillas that came out the mountains? Remember when old boy Steve? Lakeisha Collins is now the chairman of the Black Caucus. She that Black Caucus Whip. Remember when Lakeisha Collins is the person who we traveled to Springfield for. So now knowing your team, you got somebody who could call the Gorillas up. Then you add Maurice West from downstate and Riis. What you see now is in all of the key slots, you know how I take, you know how we feel about what the Bears is going to be? Because, say, like last year, this year, we knew that we was going to take some L's. Remember with the whole watch me work and everybody was like, he ain't do nothing. Remember, Riis, and you got a squad, but it ain't really your team yet. He yesterday put in his team, and if you understand Springfield politics, you know that right now, and I'm not talking about the JB component. I'm not talking about nothing else but in the Illinois House of Representatives. The man just laid down a squad that can protect him from external threats, but also internal threats. Because, Riis, when you the king, guess what? Somebody always want the crown. Somebody always like, I'm smarter than him. And then when you go down the list and you look at all the people that he's appointed, Riis, now if there's a rebellion, he got everybody on. You ever heard that the story? You ever heard Abraham Lincoln used to say, you want everybody peeing out the tent, not in the tent? So now when you look at it, the speaker, and because it's going to look, you're going to see he's got plenty of Hispanics on his squad. But Riis, when I looked at the lineup, and I probably shouldn't have did it, but you know when it's like, you know, when what is known need not be said. When I looked up and saw that JGB was now the chief budgeteer, Riis, that mean that every dollar spent before it come through got to go through a sister that we know is a sister. Right? Who before it was cool was like, well, she probably didn't say, I can't put that on her because, we'll get people in trouble. But I just want us to recognize that we got to move now from mad to strategic. Does that make sense? Like, we stay mad. But like now, all of the people in the places that we need them to be successful. I know it don't sound right. I know it don't sound easy, but now is the time for us to lay out what is the win. I have spent a lot of time talking about what we ain't got, right? Spent a lot of time talking about what's in it for the black people. The people are in position, at least in the Illinois House of Representatives, to make that happen. So am I bothered by an assault weapons ban? Yeah, kind of. But what I also know is that the players are on the field for us to do what we need to do. And Jerome, I'm going to just point something out to you real quick. We all know that there's a billionaire in play. And there's going to be certain things. Hey, Riis, you ever been in a place where you got free reign to do whatever you want to do until dude come and say, these are my priorities. As long as you do these 5 things, you got the rest of this world to do, to go mess around in. Let's be clear. That assault weapons ban, yeah. Do I think that if this same lineup was in play with cannabis, I don't think it would have been the same outcome regardless of how we talk about it now. But I can't even go backwards. What I can do is go forward. You know what I also saw was missing though, Riis? I saw that a lot of the people that have been opposed to our growth from the white standpoint or that have been part of it were not on the list. The people who were part of the team were on the list. And so, again, for me, Jerome, I can't stay mad for the rest of my life. Right? I can't plan for the worst. I have to, let me back up. You plan for the worst, but expect the best. But I'm going to tell you that when you see your person, the black person makes the final decision on the budget decisions, I don't think you always, when you work underneath people, you can't do what you want to do. And so I just, when I looked at that lineup, man, I saw long-term political strategy. Do I think that J.B. Pritzker is the boss of the state? I have absolutely no doubt he is. But I'll be honest with you, they focused on the running for president. And I'm sure that there's going to be things that are on the national agenda that we're going to pass in Illinois. But at the same time, we can focus on the 3, 5, 7 things that they want to be on, or we can talk about we got the whole field to play on. And part of the problem with being in Wakanda is, what do people want? What do Wakandans want? What have we clearly communicated that we want? What is our legislative agenda this year? So, it's the Mace Jackson Show. Look, we're going to take a quick break. But when I saw the lineup, and again, I always say, 10 years ago, wasn't nobody even talking about none of this. 10 years ago, didn't none of us even really know what was happening in Springfield. 10 years ago, none of us was mad because we didn't even know the connection. 10 years ago, I don't think that you all ever have been to Springfield and saw what I saw and to know what is happening now. Now, is it just going to be, people have to now be organized. Like, the reality is they weren't in a position to move the ball. Now you see they are. Did you ask? Did you say what it was? You ain't getting, okay, and I'm not going to say you ain't got reparations. I'm not going to tell you that. But I think what we need to do is start thinking about are some actionable wins that we want. And part of the problem is that Anyway, we'll talk about it some more when we come back. Look, it's the Mace Jackson Show. We'll be back.
The Mace Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
Do you want to send your child to the best fit private school but don't have the financial resources? Apply for the Illinois Tax Credit Scholarship Program. It has provided over 37,000 scholarships worth $300 million. The application opens online Wednesday, January 18th at 6:30 p.m. and submissions begin at 7 p.m. Scholarships are first come, first served for families who qualify, so apply as soon as possible. For more information, call 1-800-616-7606 or visit www.empowerillinois.org. Empowering families, empowering communities, empower Illinois.
Yeah, man. Ideas, it's ideas, man. Ideas. You don't have to find me. I'm walking right behind you. And it's so clear to see that you want to be free. You don't have to find me. I'm walking right behind you. It's so clear to see that you want to be free. Let's go. Standing my ground, I can't mess around. It's like my time is in a bottle, captured by your love. Yeah. Now I know women's got this thing going on. We can't stay around so long, but I wanna come correct. Baby, get your foot off my neck. You don't have to find me. I'm walking right behind you. Understand clearly that you wanna be free. It's the time that you spend making me think within. Is the trust still beginning? Fade away from beginning of the day. I can see you trembling times, and I can see you wondering mine. Is it me considered? You that's with it. See, you don't have to find me. I'm walking right behind thee. It's so clear to see, baby, that you wanna be free. You don't have to find me. I'm walking right behind thee. It's so clear to see that you wanna be free, yeah. I'm just trying to be the best I can. You can call me the troubling man. Matter of fact, I'm from the side of the street. Baby girl, you're calling on me. At the time that I feel your presence around me, something that I can't let go. It's your time, everything around me there. I just wanna hold on, but you don't have to find me. I'm walking right behind me. It's so clear to see that you wanna be free. I just wanna come correct best I can. Baby, get your foot on my neck. And just before you just leave, baby, I've been trying to tell you I can't breathe. You don't have to find me, baby, baby. I'm walking right behind me.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Ty Stroger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said. Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more being in black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to Senate. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And up the seal carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world! This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis to rule on the ones and twos. And hey, man, I feel us. I feel a way, dog. I know y'all probably, we have been very pessimistic, and I just got to tell you, we've been like, this must be what it was like in The Wizard of Oz when the wizard died and the sequel, and they didn't tell us what happened to the Munchkins. And the Munchkins was scared to go outside because they thought the wizard was going to come back and get them. Instead of reckoning outside that we got to go outside. Now, we still got to hold the field. We still got to not. But Femo, like, you got to understand, like, my man, I ain't even really tripping. And I know, again, I feel like you have to understand the intricacies of Springfield. But, like, the fact that, like, you act up and the sister can be like, we're going to end the funding for you. Like, write it out. Just take a line out. We now have to get our asks together, and we have to have a legislative agenda. And that is part of the reason why you need to come to the Black People First, What's in it for the Black People First meetings on Saturday, tomorrow, at 10:30 at Obsidian, because tomorrow it's like that's where we start to talk about what is the Black legislative agenda. What is it that we're going to ask? And instead of saying what we can't do, we need to say, this is what we want, this is how much it costs, and sis, we're going to be sitting outside your door every day, just like these white people, except for the fact that instead of having to go in and explain why certain things are within our community, you got somebody that get it. Like, anyway, it's the Maze Jackson Show. Man, Joe, it's like when you get your own house. Like when you in your parents' house, you got to live by your parents' rules. But when you get your own crib, you're going to do some of the same things your parents taught you, but you're going to be like, not in my house, though. Oh, no. It's not going to be when you go to the door and you got to see the budget director and he got to say to you, man, what do Black people need that for? So I'm just telling you, like hey, man, I was beaming with pride. And again, I understand we are Lucy. Right? The football is always snatched away from us. But I got to tell you that this has got to be the most opportune time. I know people don't want to hear this, right? There's going to be people that are going to push back, and I don't mean to cause any hate. But I watched Aclavis. I knew the people from Aclavis before when they was Magic and when they was all type of stuff, fam. And I watched them go from a small agency to now one of the most funded agencies in the state. Now, you may like or dislike them, but what they did was they stopped being oppositional and said these are the things that they want. And they went down and they lobbied and they worked the process. And it's like, fam, all I wanted ever out of Springfield was a fair chance to lobby. To not go in and know that everything was fixed. That every outcome was predetermined. And that's all I ever asked for. I just want a fair chance to play ball on the field and not have a black tax where it's like you got to validate your blackness. So, fam, I'm not scared of work. I'm not scared to come down to Springfield and knock on the doors and do all of the things, because nobody just gets legislation. They don't just walk up and say, ooh, here's the legislation. Somebody's proposing it. Understanding the process and saying, let's work through it, but knowing that the people that you can work through it with are people you could talk to, that they don't look at you and be like, what's wrong with you people? Because they are you people. Let's go to the live line. Call you on the Maze Jackson Show. I can't be mad, fella. Go ahead.
Shalom.
It's my man, Jake Israel, all the way from H-Town. Jizake. Hold on, Jake. Yes. Before you talk, let me push the button. Let me get your disclaimer up there. All right, it's my man, Jake from H-Town. What up, Jake?
Yo, bro. Will you remember we was talking about Chris Wilson? He was appointed his family members. I think Madigan put him, I don't know what happened, but he was appointed, I think, his mom and his sister. And I was like, wait a minute. He became the speaker. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I remember.
He appointed his sister. And what happened at that time? Well, did he got appointed to what or what? What happened? What was
I think,
what was the deal at that time?
I think and let me back up. I think the point was he had 2 slots. There was 2 open slots, and he wanted to appoint his family members to those slots.
But he wasn't the speaker at the time, though, right? He was not the speaker at the time,
He was not at the speaker. He was
correct.
No, he was leveraging his power that he had. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Now, look, he became a speaker. Madigan, I think, put him in position to be able to do that at that time. Now, look what he did. And one thing about it, like, was this to ask, what do our people want in the city or in the state of Illinois? What do they want? Now what you want? Like you right. Now y'all getting together and you're trying to figure it out. And that's the next thing. Okay. Now they're in power position. Because y'all got everything, really, across the board besides the governorship. Y'all even got the lieutenant governor. All across the board. At every slot. You ain't gotta worry about the left here. But what you gonna do with it? Now, also, bro, now is the opportune time. And the ban on assault weapons. You know how many assault weapons in Chicago? That's the last thing you got to be worried about, bro. It's about assault weapons. And if you want an assault weapon, come to Texas. You get any kind of gun you want. You have a gun. You have to have a gun license. All you have to do is have an ID, like you go into a weed dispensary. They got them all, whatever you need. These cowboys out here, they got it. And this is what it is. And hey, Riis, stop lying to your kids about Santa Claus and Halloween. I'm talking about for the kids. The creator don't care about all that junk. It don't matter. Tell them the truth. Tell them the truth. If you're going to raise them online.
Did you grow up knowing about Santa Claus? Yes or no?
Yeah, it was a lie.
Exactly. I didn't ask
a lie is a lie. The creed don't read.
But you grew up with a normal childhood.
It's a lie, bro.
I never said it's a lie or none of that. Children, if you
I grew up trick or treat.
Made it to children, if you are still on
your way to school,
I
grew up trick or treat.
Santa Claus is
I had no costumes. But I grew up trick or treat.
Listen,
and I used to dress up as a hobo. We used to just put clothes on and put a lot of clothes in and just go door to door. It was a lie, though.
Same way. I used to.
It's a lie.
I understand that.
All right, you can do your
truth. I'm just saying, it's just the perception, man. I'm not saying. Listen, I know
it is, but pray grace. If I were you, I would put them on the truth with the Creator, than the lie with the devil. All right, man. Shalom. Love you guys.
As my man Jake Israel.
Everybody be trying to dismiss after you didn't grow up with your childhood with Santa, and now you want to tell your.
We didn't grow up with Santa in our family. It was no. We watched the shows. It was cool, but we didn't ever grow up with Santa. Yeah, shoot. Yeah, man. I understand the pessimism, right? I really do, but I'd also argue that. Do y'all remember when I said I wanted there to be a black lobbyist? Like the black person that lobbies for the black community, straight up. Like, so say all of the communities are like, we literally put together an agenda and like literally I register as the black lobbyist for the black people cause or whatever it is. And literally we know that when we're down there, we have a regular presence in Springfield pushing. There's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of bills. I'd be asking, and I do ask, how many of you all really want a cannabis dispensary? Is that really the priority that we want? How many of us really want gaming? Is that really the priority that we want? Right now, I'm all good with it because y'all going to be mad that I'm happy to be that. And I talk about those things because those are things that are my interest. And I think we can move that. But it has to be somebody who's concentrated their efforts on making sure that black people are in gaming. Right now, all of the black people that are in Springfield are working for white people in gaming. So there is no reason for them to be pushing. Who is the black gaming interest in Springfield? That's part of why it's like, and here's the thing. The thing is we have to find somebody that we can trust, right? Someone that will represent our interests, but not just like Catholic Charities is a presence in Springfield. So people know we have to have a black presence in Springfield and not just a black presence in Springfield that is working for corporate interests. Let me just be clear to y'all. As I lobby for the interests of the clients that I have. So if I could make the black people my clients legitimately, and I'm saying the black agenda, let's pretend that the black agenda was an actual incorporated organization that we all agreed and we could register the entity, and we do work on the things that we can work on in common and make that an issue. And when we go and I go knock on the door and I go knock on the door of the speaker, or I go knock on the door of the chief budgeteer, and they know that it's the preachers, it's the teachers, it's the black folks, that whoever that lobbyist would be is representing tens of thousands of black people. Realistically, almost every lobbyist in Springfield is representing the interests of a white company or a company. They're not representing the interests of the people. Now, the job of the legislators is to try and insert us in the issue. But they got to figure there's got to be somebody that's like, hold on, there's a conversation going on over about gaming. And then they can say, well, who's the black person? Well, the black community's interests are represented here. So, fam, somebody's telling people what's going on here. They're about to pass a bill. Can I tell you what I didn't see in the Speaker's Caucus this time? The purple hair crew, right? All the people that was in front of the black cannabis dispensary without the black people, guess what, fam? You got to pay attention to the subtleties, right? These are, like, I sometimes I feel like I tell y'all too much, because then I tell you, and when we got an opportunity to make a win, it's like, oh, hell no. And I'm going to take some responsibility for that. But for you to understand that literally 3 years ago, the concept of, like, y'all, moving the sister to the budget joint, can I tell you we moved up on the race totem pole in Springfield? Would that make sense? So if all the money in the Springfield used to have to go through the LGBTQ community, so he could put his finger on it and say, what about this? What about this? What about this? If every dollar that gets spent now has to go through the sister, race, we just moved up on the racial totem pole. I bet you people feel a lot different going in talking about excluding people from stuff when you got to talk to a sister than you do a LGBT man, TQ man. Not in a diss, but in the fact that we do recognize that people recognize their tribes. The only people who have had to be quiet about it is us. And I'm just telling you, we don't have a consistent presence in Springfield that represents the interests of the black community. They have to have it in their conscience to say, oh, I want to include my people. The legislators have to have it presented. Somebody has to say, hey man, this gaming that y'all about to pass has no black people in it, and here's the way that we do it. Now, you can't do that part-time. Who's going to make the sacrifice to go down to Springfield and be there 3 nights a week and be away from their families so that they can say, hey, look, y'all, what about this? Hey, black community, you need to wake up because they're about to pass this law that's about to affect you. Like, we don't have someone... They passed the bills that are presented. Has anybody black presented a bill for black people? That's why they passed the pillars without us. Well, not necessarily without us, but who was representing our interests? And then, oftentimes, they put the people in it to represent our interests who don't understand the bigger scale or what is possible. That's kind of how we got the cannabis, because if you think about it, somebody on our team agreed to cannabis in the cannabis industry. I'm clear that we was like, hold up. And they had cannabis advocates that were black that were saying, pass the law. Because it's not just you wake up and you just, there's value to relationships and experience. And I just wanted to say that. All right, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm going to move on. How about this one? Riis, do people still want to be the best? Like, do people still want to be the best? And is there a negative perception if you do want to be the best? I feel like the era of the participation trophy has become pervasive. And yesterday, I got to be honest, I was completely thrown off. Riis, so yesterday I posted on Facebook, we got a big event coming up, right? It's the Community Builders Awards, right? And it's coming up on January 27th at the Emily Hotel, where some of Chicago's biggest and most celebrated business and community leaders will be honored at an event. And so, Riis, I posted because, you know how, have you ever had in your, like, you know a lot of people, but you can't never think of them when you need them? So yesterday I did a post, and I said, who is the best 90s to 2010-ish DJ in Chicago that can do corporate? I really don't want to call them old school, but if the shoe fits. No slammers. You know what a slammer is. What? Psh! They don't. I need real blends, hip-hop, R&B, and house, I guess. Somebody that can make people have a good time in their dress clothes. Okay? You think anything wrong with that post, Riis?
Not at all.
Okay, so it was, and I, like Riis, I know a ton of DJs, a ton. I really couldn't think of who, what, where, or why. But Riis, have you ever had this experience have you ever had to hire DJs for events?
Of course.
Have you ever had a DJ that you heard one time and you liked, and then you have them do an event and they don't rock the party? No?
Probably not. I ain't never had a bad DJ.
I have had parties where I have had DJs that I dig, and then they go into their whole, like, they're in artist mode, and so they don't want you to say, man, could you play some such and such and some such and such? And they be like, look, man, I'm on my vibe. I'm the DJ here, blah, blah, blah. Now, I got a corporate event that I want to be a fun event, but like Riis, you ever had an event where it's supposed to be a dress code and somebody show up and you be like, dog, you know this is an upscale event. You were supposed to put on a suit, right? Like, this is going to be a DJ that has to be able to play 80s, 90s, 2000s music, be able to dress properly. Also, can't be like filth, filth, every song, filth, because you got the who's who of Chicago in the building and they going to be bringing their kids, etc. And I don't think that you always, and I want a DJ that can rock the party. So that was the post that I did. This response came and it really caught me off guard. It said, every DJ in Chicago that's been spinning on the scene for at least 20 to 40 years is the best. So you choose Maze Jackson. Stop all that low-key competing energy. Also, is there a real budget, like $300 an hour, minimum of 2 hours, without bringing equipment? This is 2023. And I felt a bunch of ways about the post. First of all, just because you've been spending 20 to 40 years does not mean that you're the best. It does not mean that you are suited for what I asked for. Can we agree to that? Just because you've been doing something 20 to 40 years does not mean that you're the best at it. Can we be clear? Then, stop all the low-key competing energy. It ain't no low-key competing energy. I want the best. Is it wrong to want the best? And then, is there a real budget? Like $300 an hour. To which my sister Juan said, hey fam, every DJ don't get $300 an hour. Depends on the date, the time, the location, and your audience. Like Riis. if you are an unknown DJ,
20 years and 40 years, you're not unknown.
You can be. You can be. You can be 20 to 40 years in the game and never rock the party over 500 people. Now, but my point is, so at that point, Riis, I felt like there was an issue with the competition. And I feel like if I'm going to have a public event and I ask the people who's the best DJ, that should help guide the decision. Like, I felt like it was a participation trophy request. Like, if my name don't get mentioned, then my feelings are hurt. But if you've been in the game 20 to 40 years and your name ain't resonating when I ask these people, it's 200 damn responses. And if your name don't come up in the 200 responses, that's not on me. And even if it did and you only won and somebody else got 50 out of 200, Riis, who am I going to look at? The person with 50 out of 200. And it was just hilarious to me to think like, people don't want to be considered the best. And everybody is not the same. And it really just made me start to think about, like, how do you determine your value? Do you determine your value or do other people determine your value? Do you say how much you're worth or does the market say how much you're worth? I mean, you could put a price out there. You can say, this is my price, but how do you determine that? Is it longevity? Or is it, again, your ability? Like, everybody is not a $300 DJ, an hour DJ. And there are some DJs that are worth more than $300 an hour, depending on your need. Is it wrong to want to be the best? That was a crazy, crazy, crazy moment for me. Why you say well? All right, y'all. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Give me a call. When we come back, we're gonna be Tell Me Something Good Friday. Look, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break. Maze Jackson.
Tune in to the Maze Jackson Show every day, Monday through Friday from 6 to 9 a.m., where you can catch us on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook Live. Plus, from 6:30 to 8, you can get us on WBGX 1570 a.m. That's right, it's the Maze Jackson Show, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them, Maze said. We out of here. Peace.
Do you want to send your child to the best fit private school but don't have the financial resources? Apply for the Illinois Tax Credit Scholarship Program. It has provided over 37,000 scholarships worth $300 million. The application opens online Wednesday, January 18th at 6:30 p.m. and submissions begin at 7 p.m. Scholarships are first come, first served for families who qualify, so apply as soon as possible. For more information, call 1-800-616-7606 or visit www.empowerillinois.org. Empowering families, empowering communities, empower Illinois.
Heartbroken so many diamond ring. Baby, baby. All right. Woo. I'm looking for a lover for me. Looking for a lover. Could it be you? And it's all. Baby, it's all right. Looking for forever for me. I'm looking for forever. For me. For me. All right. Hey. I'm looking for a lover for me. I'm looking, still looking. And it's all right. All right. Looking for forever for forever. For me.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis the Ruler on the ones and twos. And y'all, it is 8:38 on a Friday, which means we almost about to wrap it up for the weekend, Riis. So Riis, it's about that time. You know what I'm saying? Why don't you go ahead and give me my theme music? Cause it's that time on Friday. It's Tell Me Something Good Friday. Well, boom, 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 boom. Tell me that you love me, yeah. Tell me something good, and well. Tell me that you love me, yeah. Hey, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. You know how we do every Friday. It's Tell Me Something Good Friday. Y'all better open up the phone lines. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. 872-259-7474. I want some Tell Me Something Good Friday. Y'all give us a call. Now, I must tell you, Riis, I got some things on my list for Tell Me Something Good Friday. But before I get into them, let me say a big shout out to the ladies of Delta Sigma Theta. And if I don't get no Deltas calling in with no 00, 000, oops, and all of that good stuff, I ain't never saying y'all name again. But y'all know happy Founders Day to the ladies of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Riis, let me put it up there. I got it corrected. So I think they straight. You know what I'm saying? I be hating the autocorrect. But I want to give a big shout out to my beautiful and lovely wife, who is a member of Delta Sigma Theta. What date? January 11, 1913? I think it's 1913. Not January. I mean, J13, 1913. Ain't that it? I think so. But anyway, give us a call, 872-259-7474. It is Founders Day. I also didn't say happy birthday to Edward Ham, the second all the way from Houston. Shout out to Toy Norwood, who turned 34 today. Yesterday was her last day at 33. So she is 34, kicking it, I think. Did she take Spirit to the airlines? Shout out to Kiana Barrett, Sterling Bay, Jerome Houston, Holston. They spelled that wrong. Derek Faulkner, Fred Reynolds from Bolingbrook, Raynard Villa Hall. Y'all get his newspaper. Shout out to the Three Stripe Posse, Tran Brown, Trey Mack, Jay Wood, Diane Brown, and Donna Duncans. Happy birthday on this Friday. Let's Tell Me Something Good Friday. All right, Riis. It's the Maze Jackson Show. It's Friday. And it's Tell Me Something Good. So I'm thinking, man, what you got good for me, Riis? Tell me something good. Wow, wow. See, I don't like when you make that face, Riis. First of all, fine Church Chicago. He woke me up this morning. No, he woke me up this morning. So you start with he woke me up this morning. But you going to tell us something good, Riis. Riis, what's up, man? Tell me something good. Wow, wow. Riis is not that bad, man. It's not that bad.
You know what it ain't, man. It was like the last little you know what, man, people can really blow you. So, you know, I'm going to say, man, I'm gonna even say that's something good, the ability to have, you know, to be alive, to let somebody really upset me. So, you know what, man, that's something good, man. I'm back working. I get to see my kids, man, all my kids now, man. That's about the biggest blessing right there. Other than that, man, like, I mean,
that's a phony kicking it But that's a phony kicking to tell me something good, man.
Because, you know...
You
man,
phony kicking it now, dog. You phony kicking it on to tell me something good, dog. You can't be phony kicking it on to tell me something good, bro. You can't do it. You can't do it. You got to do better than that.
I ain't doing nothing.
What's up with your son, man? Is he back at school?
Yeah, oh yeah.
All right, so he ain't walking around opening the refrigerator with his shirt off?
Well, you know, he actually stayed here and did a year here. He leaving the next semester, so like he's still
over at his granddaddy.
No,
See, look.
No. Let me tell you.
Uh-oh. We gotta stop. I feel like there's a story here.
He texted me and his mom last night. It was about 8:30. And he goes, his girlfriend named Raina. He said, "Can Raina come over for the rest of the night?" So hey, I immediately hit his mama. I was like, "Did you just read the message that your son just texted?" She said, "What message?" I said, "Look at your phone. Did he just you know what I'm saying, basically just ask for, you know what I'm saying, did he just ask?" And so then she like asked him. She like, "What do you mean by coming over?" She like, "Oh no, you know I get off. I get home at 9, so just, you know, like her curfew's at 12, so just 9 to 12. But I was looking like, what?
Wait, how she got a curfew? How old is she?
She 19. Listen, man,
I'm not tripping on that. She got a curfew. I'm cool with that. I'm cool. First of all, hold on. Ain't nothing wrong with a curfew. Don't get it twisted. I am 100% in favor of any parental restraint that is put on children these days. So if she got to be home at 12, God bless them. Lord have mercy. I am not tripping.
Yeah, so yeah, but nah, my son good. My daughter's good. So like I said, man, everything good.
See, man, I'm saying, man, you got to, come on, man. Y'all got,
tired,
amen.
Tired.
No rest for the weary, dog. You a man in this world. Ain't nobody feel sorry for no man. Hey, bro, let me just tell you. You gonna work till you die, then you gonna work some more. And I'm just here to tell you. That's why we gonna have to have men's club night. Like, we gonna have to have us like a men's night where it's just the fellas get together and we just be like, you know what? Yeah, man, I feel like men's mental health is really gonna be an issue. Now y'all got me out here sounding like one of these people.
Hey, for real, man, we do got men. Hey, man, we might need to do a show like that on Monday men's mental health. You know what I'm saying? You know, Monday. But yeah, no, I would say it's good, man. You know how you just be tired. You know what I'm saying? You know that, and when you look in the mirror and this go for women out there too. It's some women that, well, I don't say some women hold it down too, but I'm just saying, like, you know how you wake up one day and you realize when you wake up your eyes, you be like, it's really all on me. When you wake up and you be like, man, it just seemed like last week I was just out here doing what I want to do, but it's like you wake up one day and you be like, man, one fumble. You know what I'm saying? One tip pass. Like, I got to throw a lot, like a perfect pass.
Got to pass it to yourself.
I got a perfect passer rate in every game. I got to bowl a 300 every game, because if I don't, you know, I don't know if I got a one. If I bowl a 299, if I don't even know if I have a 1-pin handicap. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. It's good, though, man. It's just, you know how life is.
All right. Riis, I'm going to tell you what, man.
Oh yeah, I gotta definitely say happy, a big happy 304 birthday to the baddest co-host. You can't find me one better, Toy. Happy birthday.
I just be like, do your mama see your Facebook post? I want to meet. I would love to. Like, is Toy mom, like, is she strict or is she like super cool mom?
She was the cool mom to everybody else, but strict to Toy. Toy couldn't leave the porch until she was like 15, and I ain't even exaggerating. Like, I mean, like, literally on the porch. Like, like, this is where I gotta hang at y'all, right here. When she come outside, right here, not even in front of the gate. Okay, like,
on the porch.
On the porch, right here.
That's
right
funny.
Where I go.
That is funny. Well, happy birthday to Toy. I swear to God, if I see a package from Toy coming to my house, everybody get it.
Oh yeah, she got her red one now. It's Delta's birthday, so she sent her red toy. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
already in
homie,
the mail
homie,
already.
homie,
It's
homie,
already.
homie.
Told you, P.O. box.
Hey.
Got it. I got it.
Oh, so now I got to go check and see if my lady got a P.O. box, huh? All right, I see how y'all be doing. I see how y'all. That's the reason Muggs got P.O. boxes. Okay, I get it. All right, y'all. It is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis the Ruler, with his Tell Me Something Good. I'm going to say one more time, Tell Me Something Good. Shout out to Chaos. They're everywhere. I don't know. It's like 200 of them. Shout out to our girl, Ramel Terry. And what is it? CMAC and C Chicago alumni. I don't know. CAC and CMAC. All right. Well, congratulations to all the Deltas around the world. All right. Let's Tell Me Something Good Friday. Okay, Riis. Let me see. I think I got some things in it. Oh, now they want to tell me I got to put in a passcode, huh? All right, Riis. So I got some things on my Tell Me Something Good. First of all, shout out to Tavares Briggs yesterday. He had a fundraiser. But while I was at the fundraiser, Riis, sometimes I be feeling like, Dad, don't talk to me right now. Can I just sit here in my chair and mind my business? But a young brother came up to me and he showed me this. And I felt like it was a dope planner. Riis, I bought yesterday the Man with a Planner 2023. I thought that was pretty slick. So it's a young black man got a planner, but it's built for black men. Well, for men. I say black men, but for men. Riis, it's got a sports almanac in it, right? It has your yearly goals, your monthly goals, your annual goals. Then it's got quotes by great black sports athletes. But then look, check it out. It got you got to put all the birthdays and all the stuff that men forget. It's got a page for that right there. But then Riis, it's got all the playoffs dates and everything in it. So when you go in, it's you can see the playoffs this Saturday, the playoffs this Sunday, right? They got all the baseball dates, all the good stuff in it that you need to be able to, do your thing. So I want to send a big shout out to my man. I don't even remember his name, but the Man with the Planner. I bought one yesterday, only $34. I think y'all should check it out. Code West. It was dope though. It's super dope. I can't wait. I love planners. Now I have about 20 planners a year that I buy, and then don't be filling them out because I be putting it all on my iPad. But this I'm gonna use for Obsidian. So y'all check it out. We might even have a book signing for him up there. So that's my first Tell Me Something Good. My second Tell Me Something Good, I mentioned him yesterday, was Tavares Briggs fundraiser. And it was great to see all the young black men in the building, Riis. You know what I'm saying? Young black men that was working, that was positive, that was motivational, that was working towards a goal. And so shout out to Tavares Briggs. Oh, it's MLK weekend, Riis. Speaking of that, Riis, I do believe that we're not going to be broadcasting here, Riis. So you need to be on the lookout because I'm going to probably send you a text. We're probably going to be broadcasting live from the MLK breakfast at the is it the Hilton? No, at the Hyatt. The Operation Push Excel breakfast. You ever been? All right, Riis, so you got to kind of look, you got to be at least business casual up. Right? Because we're going to be broadcasting live at the Reverend Dr. The Jesse Jackson MLK breakfast, which means speaking of that, we got to pack up the equipment. So I'm going to need you to give me a list of what I need to bring. So I'll make sure. I think all we really going to need is one camera, bring the switcher. We'll put it together, but we're going to be broadcasting live from the MLK breakfast, which ought to be funny. Right? You know why it's going to be interesting, Riis? Because we'll probably be down the way from the people. From the station down the street.
Oh, hey. I got it.
All right?
Yeah.
We got to be fresh, man.
Ironically, I got a weird call that somebody wanted me. They got hired by the station and wanted my help. It was just so it was just so fun. They didn't tell me until the end. They were just explaining, talking to me, and they was
who was it?
Asking questions. I forgot the name. I remember they were just calling because the number wasn't saying. They just was hey, they had came on the show. They was hey, I came on the show. I like the setup and everything, and I was just just like wondering, how'd you guys do the setup because I just got a show Thursdays.
So you gave up so you've been giving our secret plans up to other people so they could do what we do?
Secret plans, like what?
So they came to the show, they called you and said, I saw what y'all do, I like what y'all do, and I want to do the same thing?
No, they just asked what program did we use. So we say Restream every day. So I just said Restream, and that was it. I didn't know that.
Be your own people, dog. It be your own people. So somebody call you up and say, hey, I've been seeing what y'all do. I like what I came and seen y'all stuff, and how do you? And then they go and they go take it.
I didn't see.
And then they take it to the ops.
He said it looks so good. No, he didn't say. He wanted to do it from his house. He was like, man, I done seen it. He's like, I done seen it. It looks so good.
But
so
I thought you said he just got him a new show.
He do, but he's doing it from his house. That's why he wanted the camera set up. So he was like, man, listen. Nah, man.
Trying to take you out, dog.
Nah, but the man said
Tanil, remember when we used to make people sign confidentiality agreements? Anything you do in our joint that you seen us do, you just can't tell.
He was like, man, it was so cold the way y'all did it, man. He said, every time I click in, it's so crazy. He was giving you praise, man. He enjoyed
Right,
it.
he was like, I'm praise so I could. Right, how do I kill you?
Nah,
hand me the knife. Hand me the knife that you used to take.
Nah, that guy was a good guy.
They all start out as good guys. Yeah. Everybody was a good guy.
The one from James Parker. There you go.
Who?
James Parker. 1921 co-working.
Everybody good. So it's the reason, though.
You know who that is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He was like, man, y'all guys had a cold set. I was like.
So I'm gonna call and be like, I'm gonna do okay. It's all good. I'm from a different era. I've recognized that we are from the spirit of, right. Did you get a consulting fee?
I was just gonna say, I was just gonna tell you that if you finna call and get some money, please make sure I get some. For two reasons: one, for telling him Restream; two, for telling you, and then you'll go back and get the money. So I know I need.
No, I would have. Well, he actually should have started.
He didn't have your number, so he had your number under me. He called saying Maze. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, man.
So you answered the Maze question for you answered the Maze question for him?
No, I didn't even know that. He said, man, I got your number saved in as Maze.
Lord.
So I was just like, nah. I was like, no, we just use Restream. That's it. He was like, oh, okay. And then that was it. He was like, oh, yeah, I got a show.
Okay.
Congratulations.
All right. Working with the people who tried to whack me for telling you. It's all good. You know, y'all, I'm from a different era. You know what I'm saying? See, that's the whole competition thing, right? Right, like we just talk about like the competition, right? So I'm from a world where it's competitive. Like there's trade secrets, right? Where there's things where it's like I spent years and years and time researching and going through and following through and spending money with this guy, and so part of that experience. Oh Lord. Anyway, it's all good. Hey y'all, they got a new house party coming out today.
It's gonna be bad.
Why mess with house party?
It's gonna be bad. The same reason why they mess with Star Wars, Star Treks.
At least they do continue. They don't remake them. They add an addition to it. This one is just, Lord have mercy, Jesus. So anyway, but are y'all gonna go check out? Y'all gonna check out House Party? You know what I want? A House Party reunion. I want to see what happened to everybody, just like they did in The Best Man. I want to know what movies got continued. All right. Did y'all? Oh, Christ the King. We got a game tonight. Now, last week, y'all, it was tough. We played Christ the King, the West Side version, Riis. It was not good. It was not a good thing. But it's a Friday night game tonight at HT, so we going to get our I got to teach people how to be fans, man. Got to teach them how to get some home field advantage. Y'all give me a call, 872-259-7474. Tell me something good. So we got a game tonight. Riis, did you also see the Bears named a black president and CEO? Kevin Warren, the guy who made the multi-billion-dollar Big Ten deal, TV deal, just left the Big Ten, or becoming the Big Ten commissioner, to become the president and CEO of the Bears. That's a big deal, bro. That's a big deal. They got a black GM and a black CEO. What's crazy is he used to be the manager. I mean,
what's the conditions?
Huh?
What's the conditions?
The white people still in control.
No, like I need. If the conditions isn't a guarantee 4 years.
Wait, hold on. You want a guarantee?
Exactly.
What do you? So wait, you want to guarantee the president, but you don't want to guarantee the person that's gonna put his life on the line on the field yesterday.
No, I want to guarantee this. I want to guarantee him. He's a black man, and we tend to see them just give black people, which always like you never see. Except the dude. The one that coached the Buccaneers, but that was after. But you never see a black coach get the best team. You know what I'm saying? You watch teams like you watch Mark Jackson in the NBA build the Warriors up from nothing, and then Steve Kerr comes. Shout out to Steve Kerr, you know what I'm saying? Still a team. And then you come to the NFL. Black coaches get to coach the Browns that ain't won a game in 3 years. The Texas that ain't, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? Then the Bears. And so you give the GM the team that has the number 1 draft pick, which means that they have the worst record in the NFL. So you see that they're still building. So is it one of them years? Let's just say that the Bears have another 3-14 season. Are we gonna fire him? So I need a guarantee.
That he has some time
that this man is there to, you know what I'm saying, do his job.
How long should he have? 3 years, 5 years, 7, 10.
4, 3 to 5, you tell them, but that 4 year, you definitely check it. 3, I can see you fire him in 3 if you didn't had the top 5 pick, in them years, and you ain't done nothing. But yeah, I just hope that we get a job to where like it's secure. You watch these other coaches get a job and lose for 5 years.
But he the president, not the coach.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like in general, he could be fired too. He can be. That's why they got another one. That's why the other one.
Ted Phillips lasted for like 30-something, but he ain't black, right?
That's what I'm saying. And out of them 30 years, we got 1 Super Bowl. We got 1 Super Bowl. No, we got 1 Super Bowl, maybe 2 appearances.
Okay.
Yeah, 1 Super Bowl, 2 appearances, and we have a legendary double doink that overlaps both of them. You see what I'm saying? So that's his history of 30 years. 30 years, we got the Super Bowl shuffle, a Rex Grossman Super Bowl, and a double doink. And then the man go on Jay Leno the next day or whatever the talk show it is about missing the kick.
Turn up the switcher, because I got another Tell Me Something Good.
Why not Willie Wilson for mayor of Chicago? The criminals won't like Willie Wilson in the mayor's office. Fighting crime is Willie Wilson's first priority. Willie Wilson is ready to take on the criminals. Finally, Chicago, do it right. Willie Wilson for mayor.
Shout out to, we got to get that. He got to give us some better, a better spot. But shout out to Reverend Dr. Willie Wilson, who has become the first person to put his money where his mouth is and advertise on the Maze Jackson Show. Right? So maybe
Willie Wilson is ready to take on the criminals. The city streets are not safe. Willie Wilson knows that personally.
My son was murdered. I know the anger and I know the pain.
Finally, Chicago, do it right. Willie Wilson for mayor.
Dr. Wilson said, finally, Chicago, do it right. He addressing y'all talking about all the times he's run before office. Shout out to Reverend Dr. Willie Wilson for putting for being the first person to advertise on the Maze Jackson Show for the mayor's race. Operation Push, we will most likely be broadcasting live, and it's at the Marriott Marquis on Cermak, Riis. So it's right up the street. So I'll get you all the information. I got to close the deal tonight, but I'll close the deal and then I'll let you know. But you probably got to show up and, just let me know. I'll take care of the parking. Just park and get in the building and we'll make sure you're straight. But I'll let you know. Tomorrow is the What's in it for the Black People 1 meeting. So please, if you are a member looking to join join us at Obsidian tomorrow. Not at Obsidian, but at our world headquarters at 5401 South Wentworth at 10 10:30 a.m. Please be on time because we're going to start. So doors open at 10:30 we'll start the meeting. And then we'll be also watching the playoffs. So if you're looking for a place to kick and watch the playoffs, hit me up. Come check it out. Come watch the game. Bring yourself a drink. And Riis, what's the big games this weekend? They even got Monday Night Football again. The NFL is really snapping, bro. Like
that money, they gotta
get that money back from that game, old boy. Even though they done already made money off my. You think old boy gonna be at the game on?
If he can walk in, yeah, they gonna be there. He gonna be there, you know, a little support, you know, do it for them.
And gonna end the debate on getting free, of getting guaranteed contracts, but you don't want them to have no guaranteed contracts, no way. All right, y'all, that is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis the Ruler on a Friday. It's Tell Me Something Good. Now, Riis will be broadcasting. It's Martin Luther King weekend, so what y'all gonna do for your day of service? Y'all gonna serve Martin Luther King? Y'all gonna go out and do a day of service somewhere? Where you think the mayor gonna do her day of service at? At CPS school. I'm sorry. She didn't tie her shoe when she got on. My bad. All right, y'all. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. I will get the information on where you can get the planner. I don't know. I just bought it yesterday. But I'll get that, and he's going to be on the show. Any other Deltas that want some love, shout out to Michelle Flagg. Shout out to Regina Julin, who was one of the very first Deltas that helped us cross the burning sands. Shout out to my lovely wife, Carrie Steele. Shout out to the ladies of Alpha Nu. Recently, shout out to Ruthie Moore. Delta Sigma Theta Supreme. Shout out to C-Mac, CAC. Shout out to all the Deltas around the world. All right, y'all. I'm going to tell you. It's time. So this is the Maze Jackson Show, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Maze said, we out of here. Peace.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more in black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gon' sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to Senate. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm concealed carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.